Welcome, traveler, to Exquisite Adventure.
I'm your host,
Rodney,
Aaron,
Danny,
Jeremiah,
and Hayden. Exquisite Adventure is a Dungeons & Dragons podcast.
But wait.
Each and every episode,
we switch DMs.
But we don't share notes.
because we like chaos.
And miscommunication.
and making each other do
Silly voices we don't want to do.
Anyway, before the show starts, we'd like to remind our audience
that singing snacks are available in the lobby.
Arms and legs should remain inside the vehicle at all times.
And to please,
Silence your cell phones. Thank you.
Speaking of just being kidnapped, you're all going to be playing Dungeons & Dragons with me as the Dungeon Master for the next 4 hours.
ooh woo.
On this episode of Exquisite Adventure, the last episode of Season 2, where previously you all witnessed the execution of Gold Roger, where he revealed that his treasure was kept somewhere in the sea in one piece. Now thousands of pirates make for the Grand Line in search for his treasure.
You had me for a second. I was like, Gold Roger, that doesn't sound like someone we encountered.
So what happened for actual real last time is you all made your way toward the kingdom of Girdle Gum, and in the way between you, following that magic compass that keeps track of dragons, you ran into a few threats. One of them was a bunch of weird squid things that were controlled by an aboleth, I guess, is what I remember, perhaps. And you went through the Strait of Zamundar, and using all your various talents, made it through relatively unscathed. And now you approach the kingdom of Girdle Gum, but there's a bit of a problem. There seems to be a hobio sitting on top of the castle. What do you do?
Well, this is just our luck. I'm so British suddenly.
I was like,
What are you talking about?
Who are you? Where did you come from?
Wait, who am
No,
I?
I'm sorry.
get off our ship.
I didn't mean that.
Right.
This is just our luck then. Alright, so what are we gonna do? There's a hobio on the city.
What is it doing?
At least we know where it is. It solves that problem of tracking it.
Aye, that's true.
It's just sitting there, menacingly.
Well, is Druella still on?
Drusilla?
Drusilla?
Yes.
Drusilla. Bumbo's gonna call to her. Drusilla!
She'll saunter over to Bumbo. Yes.
Hey there, have you been collecting that, the vomity bits? Vomit?
Yeah, of course I have. I have a sack full of vomit right here.
That could be handy.
It's disgusting. Oh, it's pungent.
How else am I supposed to store it?
Don't know.
We might have a bucket somewhere.
Moist Mitch has a bucket.
Oh, Moist Mist has plenty of them.
Is it really necessary to change the vessel that the vomit is in? I think it's fine.
Yeah,
But it's leaking.
Oh, is it?
It's seeping through the sack.
Right. In that case, that bucket might be good.
Drusilla will say, I suppose, but I wove this sack myself from my own hair and leaves.
That is weird. Get Moist Mitch up here on the pronto immediately now.
Who would want to do that? No one. Has anyone even talked to him?
I haven't.
Usually if you just turn around, there's like a 50-50 chance that he'll just be there. I'm going to try that. I turn around.
Okay. You turn. No, nobody's there.
I will
wait,
turn
hold on,
around.
actually. Yeah, Moist Mitch is there. Hello. I heard people speaking about me. It was what seems to be the trouble.
Drusilla has a leaky vomit bag and I want it in your bucket.
Oh, my. Well, yes, let's go ahead and take care of that, shall we? He will produce a bucket from his cloak of many buckets, and
Thank you, Moist Mitch.
Drusilla will plop the sack inside.
Moist Mitch, you
Just
are...
casually say cloak of many buckets.
Yeah. It's on his inventory sheet.
Moist Mitch, you are definitely a valuable member of the crew.
Explains a lot. Well, great. Glad we've got the most difficult problem of our day probably solved.
Yep, I'm out of ideas.
Yeah, Bumbo, what do you plan to do with that vomit?
Well, the Hobio doesn't like it.
Yeah.
It's probably our best bet to
So-
use it against it.
We're going to just walk right up to it, holding aloft a bucket of vomit, and say, "No, Hobio, no."
Now look, collaboration is when somebody brings one thing, and then the other people bring other things together. Then we all form a plan. I didn't have everything worked out.
I appreciate your contribution.
Thank you.
All right, but what are we going to do with the bucket? I mean, that's more of a question to everyone else, you know. Do we care about the Hobio? I mean, as long as we can find
we
Belle.
do if Belle is inside it. If Belle is not inside it,
I mean, Belle came to the Girdle Gum to find something. I doubt they would stay
The
inside the
mint
Hobio.
family.
yeah.
Is the compass pointing directly towards the Hobio?
Yeah, it is. But that could
Not
mean a
just-
lot of things.
Not just 20 feet off?
No, it seems to be pointing either squarely at the Hobio or the castle. Unfortunately, you don't have a, you got your X and Y, but no Z, so you don't know up and down where Belle is. You just know the cardinal direction.
What if you hold the compass sideways?
Wow. Make a, huh.
You're really looking for that used magic item, aren't you?
Yeah, there isn't one, though. Arcana, I suppose, would be the best one for this.
Me? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just keep taking our inventory and just clicking on it until something happens on the screen.
I'm using this extra time to
Like a
bake
point-click adventure.
last batch of cookies before we go.
Ooh,
That's
cookies.
a 4.
Okay, so, I mean, you hold the compass sideways, and now you have a sideways compass.
Oh.
The needle is sort of just where it was, but...
Okay, have you
now
tried
it's like-
upside down?
Yep, I tried that one too.
All right, it's very much the same as what you did just now.
But that time I rolled a 6.
Well, yeah, it's like much the same, but like a little bit. You get the feeling that it's like you did a little bit better job than you did last time, holding the compass
All right.
another way.
It feels more comfortable in my hand.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It feels
Mr.
right.
Gombok? Would you care for a cookie?
Yep, sure.
Here you are.
Okay, thank you.
Right. Be sure to add 3 temporary hit points to your sheet.
Oh.
Don't worry about what that means. It's sort of something I say. First mate Goblin. Sonny, Mr. Mate, Mr. Goblin. Would you
Yeah.
care for a cookie?
I would love a cookie, Mr. Gordo.
Right. Be sure to add plus 3 temporary hit points to your sheet.
Thank you, Mr. Gordo. You are a
Don't know what
valuable
that
member
means.
of this crew.
Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. You're doing a fine job as first mate. I always
Aw.
believed in you. You've really stepped into those shoes.
These are my normal shoes.
Well, you've stepped forward with your normal shoes in a very fashionable way.
Aw.
They are nice shoes.
All right. Anyone else who wants cookies? They're here. Just leave them on this table.
I feel like you'd be personally offended if I didn't take one at this point. So yeah, I'll eat one.
Oh, good. Then be sure to add 3 temporary hit points to your sheet.
Way ahead of you.
Don't worry about that. What that means, though. It's just something I say. Great. Any luck with
All
that
right.
compass, Mr. Bumbo?
No, it's not really, I guess not meant to do that.
Well, maybe we could go into the town or city and see if there are any survivors and whether or not they know anything.
Is the Sassy Buge, docked anywhere right now, or are we
No, you
still
guys
sort
are-
of arriving?
Yeah, you have a choice how you want to approach the city-state kingdom of Girdlegum. If you want to just waltz right up and dock at the docks, or weigh anchor somewhere else, that's up to you.
All right, folks. How particularly stealthy do we want to try and be? Do we want to just...
Our ship is made of meat.
Yeah, but we could, like, leave the ship out of viewpoint and take a skiff up to the mainland and then march our way through the town. Or march our way through the city.
The city's basically under siege right now by a giant sea beast. I don't think that another ship arriving is going to cause too much trouble.
Well, I mean more for Bell, not for...
Well, they don't even know what sort of ship we're in, do they?
That's quite true.
It could just be a weird meat ship arriving to town.
Aye, then just make for the docks then. Everyone in agreement?
Sure.
Oh.
All right, you heard him!
Dock the ship, you swabs!
All right. Your pretty light crew starts getting to work.
Krungus.
Yeah, it's Krungus, and
It's mostly Krungus.
whoever else what happens to be around to lend a hand. But yeah, you approach the docks of Girdlegum, or at least what's left of them. It does seem like some of the docks were dragged or sort of bowled over by a large sea creature. It seems as though there's just a big old trough right through the middle of the city of destruction and debris leading up to the castle. Yeah, it's very clear where the Hobio has and has not been here. But you find a place to weigh anchor and tie off the ship, so everybody's any final preparations before you make your way into the city of Girdlegum?
I don't think so. I think I'm ready.
Captain, did you get a cookie?
I did.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, then I'm ready.
Krungus will approach you, Captain Ayamun, and say,
Krungus, stay on ship. Make sure ready to go in case need leave.
Aye, Krungus, and protect it well.
Yes, will do. Me good at protecting things.
Oh, you're back to speaking like that?
Well, I've really, I feel it's just real. It's been hard to gauge whether or not.
No, it's all right. It's all right.
people
It's
around
good to
here-
have. It's good to have a thing, but we accept you either way. I just want you to know that you can choose whichever way you want to communicate.
Well, thank you. That is very kind. I've always just been kind of the big, strong, wide guy, and I know that I'm so much more than that.
Aye, you are. Well, all right. Bring us in then.
all right, you're in.
All right, sweet.
Yeah,
I'm
Drew,
in.
so basically, I guess you guys, Wensley, the were-shark, Krungus is staying on the ship. Drusilla has also expressed that she contributed the vomit as her part of the plan, and she feels as though, like, she's done her part. And that fighting big squids isn't really her forte, it's more talking to birds and stuff.
Yeah. What about Moist Mitch?
Yes, indeed. A hobio that I've been inside before. I did particularly enjoy the innards of that beast. The possibility of re-entering it does tickle.
I'm sorry
fat.
I asked.
But I will skulk in the shadows. I do not prefer the sunlight, you see, but I will be close by. Worry not.
I will worry expressly.
You are the most worrying person I have ever met.
I think there's one person specifically that has a name that I worry about slightly more, but other than that, I agree.
What is their name?
Dr. Dracula.
Oh, right. I forgot
Oh, yeah,
about
that freako.
Dr. Dracula.
Oh God, yeah. If he shows up, that would be
Perception
be
check.
He'd probably.
What an unexpected surprise that
What
would
if
be.
he's the real mastermind behind all of this?
He was Belle the whole time.
Sorry, I don't
24.
Whose voice that was?
24 perception.
Yep.
Are you looking for Dr. Dracula?
Yes, specifically.
You look around your ship and you only see the crew and no Dr. Dracula
All right.
at the moment.
right.
But you do notice with that really good perception check, looking off the boat at the docks, there's not anybody here. probably because they've all fled in terror. You do see, though, I should rephrase that. There are not any alive people here. There are a lot of bits and
Bodies?
pieces of what might have been people at one point in
And
places.
girdles?
Yeah, are they wearing the customary girdles?
The girdle gum garb? Yeah, they are. The girdles, a lot of them have sort of exploded in various ways, but you do see some lying about. Curiously, you do see some movement over in some rubble not far from the docks.
Is it sexy movement?
Sexy movement?
Never mind. I'm a bard.
I point out the movement to everyone else. What do you think that is? I don't know who I'm talking to, whoever's next to me.
It looked like some, sexy movement or something.
I could just send Pecker out to figure out what it is.
What is sexy?
You'll
Don't
learn
worry
when you're
about it,
older.
Sonny. Alright, yeah, Cam, can you do that?
Okay, Cam just kind of wargs into Pecker for a second. Pecker flies out, and after like a minute flies back. And then Cam says, "It's a man. He appears to be trapped under some rocks."
Well,
All right, well,
Shit.
let's go help him out.
Yeah. Gordo and Ramsey will run toward that movement.
All right.
Bumbo's not much of a runner, more of a trundler, but he'd trundle behind.
You run, trundle, walk, sachet, whatever sort of movement you prefer, over
gallop.
to
I prefer to pirouette.
the nearby rubble.
Roll.
And yeah, you do indeed see like a tangle of a couple limbs coming out of these rocks. And just the noises, ooh, 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 ooh.
A customary Hayden old man. Under the rocks.
There had to be one. I will assess the situation and see if I can lift it safely.
Okay.
And I'll assist in any lifting.
Yeah, to assess the situation, you can make an investigation check.
Okay.
Remember, if you
Blur-
have to lift in small increments, not all at once.
13 investigation.
13 investigation. Well, you can't really see the guy's face or what his body looks like. The only thing you do notice is there's a particularly big rock sort of on top of where some of his body probably is, so it would take a lot of effort to get him out.
So can I?
But you
do
think
a-
you can clear off rubble from other parts of him and it'd be
Okay.
fine.
Okay. And then can we try to lift the rock, me and Bumbo together?
Yeah, you can try.
Get Wensley to help.
Do we both roll, or is it?
Uh,
Can I roll
yeah,
with the help
let's-
action, or
Yeah, do the help action, and whoever has the higher strength can make the roll.
my athletics is +7.
My athletics is +10.
Oh dang, Bumbo!
Yeah.
All right, well go for it.
Whoa.
Wait, what?
Whoa.
Why?
Because he's a bard and he's strong,
Oh, yeah.
Bard strong.
he probably expertise.
Bard strong.
Bard strong.
Wait, so is
So
that
roll-
with advantage?
Roll with advantage, and in fact, Cam is also going to give you guidance, so you will have a extra D4 on this roll as well. So
Wow.
Ooh. 27.
yeah, Jesus Christ,
Nice.
you managed to shift this boulder and roll it off enough that the guy basically just comes tumbling down out of the pile of rubble with a bunch of other rubble. It is a man dressed in a little purple outfit. He's got a big white girdle around his mid-center. His arm and leg on his right side appear to be completely crushed, and he's just making moaning noises. But he's kind of on the older side. He looks like, in fact, like a little, maybe a gnome or so. He's like a half gnome. He's not tall. He's got little pointy features too. Ooh, ooh, welcome to Girdle Gum. Oh, my name is Gary, the Girdle Gum Greeter, and this is the most magical place in all the Punwalls. Ooh.
You've done a great job doing your job.
Your
I
commitment
tried-
is
Yes.
amazing.
Do you need assistance?
Oh no, I'm fine. I'm the Girdle Gum Greeter, and I do my job just fine on my own.
I
Would you
lean
like a
over to
cookie?
Cam and Bumbo and go like, "Can either of you help him in any way?"
We could send him back to Drusilla on the boat.
That could work. I feel bad leaving him here, but we kind of got to get going.
There's a boat over just that way. It's made of meat, and there's a person on there. She might smell like vomit, but she's actually quite capable and might be able to get your arm.
You
Feeling
know what?
up
The
to
boat's not
shape
that
again.
far away, so I'm just gonna go get Drusilla.
Are you be angels? You sound like you're saying a bunch of nonsense.
Is your head correct?
I sure hope so. I saw a giant squid come out of the ocean, and I tried to greet it. And it just ran me over.
Wow, you really are committed to
Yes,
your
sir.
job.
I am so good at my job.
Excuse me, what was your name?
Gary the Girdle Gum
Gary,
Greaser. I can
when-
provide you any information that you want about the kingdom of Girdle Gum.
Fantastic. Well, first, when did this giant squid show up? How long ago was that?
Oh, I haven't seen the sun in a while. I've been trapped under some rocks, so it's hard to say exactly when, but to my tummy and my level of exhaustion, maybe half a day or so.
Okay,
I-
Bumpo's gonna call back to Sonny. Sonny, bring out some cookies too.
Okay.
I do actually have a question about Girdlegum. I know it's probably not quite pertinent to the situation, but is the famous Girdlegum gumdrop shop still intact, or was it also destroyed by the Hobio?
Oh,
I'd like to visit while we're here.
Ooh, well, I don't know, but it is located near the castle, and that looks to be where the sea monster has taken up residence. But fear not, for our King Grundlebeard shall vanquish this beast, certainly. There's nothing that he cannot do.
Yes, right. Well, good to know that we're on the right way toward the gumdrop shop.
Aya is once again dissociating a little bit just because of how insane everything is.
Hey, Bumbo
Oh, sorry.
waves a hand in front of his face.
Yeah, well,
Come on back to the living.
all right, well, then, what do you guys think we should do next? Head up to the castle? Seems a bit risky, but I don't know where else we could go. How's the compass looking? Is it still pointing at the castle?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It is
Oh.
indeed.
I have a question.
Oh, well, I'll try to answer.
Interrogating this guy that's like crushed on the floor.
Do you does Girdlegum house the mint for Milby? Is the mint for Milby a known artifact here?
Oh, you want to know about the mint He coughs up a lot of blood. Oh, mint Milby, eh? You want to know about the mint?
Yes.
We are built on the former capital of the Familby Empire. Little known secret, and it is the ooh.
Take your time.
Oh, I'm sorry, I faded for a split there. I think I'm losing a lot of blood from my various wounds. The Familby Empire was a very prosperous and affluent and other synonyms for prosperous empire that lived
Wealthy?
a few hundred years ago, but collapsed under its own weight and was split into multiple pieces. So, anyway, the mint Familby is reportedly the most sacred artifact of the royal family, and Oh.
All right. I mean, does it look like Sonny and Drusilla are almost there?
Yeah, they're approaching now.
Great.
Okay.
With cookies.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you guys will get to
Should definitely
Gary
have one
in
of these cookies.
the group that's sort of huddled around him, listening to him spout lore. You guys.
Keep going.
Drusilla will kind of start like applying bandages and salves and cleaning up his wounds as he's talking.
Wait,
Feeding
hey,
him a
you
cookie.
don't know any magic to help him along there?
Do you mean like to euthanize him? Is that what you meant?
No.
What? Oh, my word.
Oh,
I thought you were a proper healer.
And I just go ahead and cast cure. I cast cure wounds on him. I didn't want to
okay,
use
yeah,
it.
you cast cure wounds on Gary, and like some of his wounds start to heal. Cam will also do the same, and he says, "Oh, I feel so much better. Why didn't you do that sooner?"
You know, it's a spell slot thing.
I thought she'd be able to take care of it.
Drusilla just shrugs and says, "I'm level 1."
I should have known.
So, Gary's looked a little better, and he's propped up against a rock. He says, "Oh, the mint familby you wanted to know about. I can tell you all that I know, and it was pretty much everything I told you already."
Actually, more interested in its location rather
Oh,
than.
nobody knows that. That's
Is it-
an ancient artifact lost to time. Reportedly, the reason the Empire collapsed entirely, it was far too powerful. The various political factions got greedy, and it's said that the last emperor of the Familby Empire cast the Mint Familby far away, or hid it somewhere that no one would ever find it again.
Perhaps like a part in one of the lower reaches of the castle.
10 blippins, it's in the
No,
castle.
I wouldn't know. I've never been in the castle myself.
The greeter's never been in the castle.
But King Grundlebeard has been in the castle, and he would know the answer to the questions you seek.
And where can we find Grundlebeard?
In the castle, I
That's what I
imagine,
thought. That's what I
valiantly fighting against these foreign invaders.
All right,
What-
we'll see about that.
What did we ever do to them to deserve this? I say, cruel fate.
Mostly, probably about the mint familby. Actually, it's not to say you deserved it, but I think that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for the healing. I have to get back to my post now in case others arrive.
Yeah, I'm just going to let you do that. All right, well, I feel like all signs are pointing to this castle, quite literally and figuratively.
Yeah, there's a lot of signs pointing towards the castle.
Yes, that one there says castle.
Is there a railway that goes to it?
You make a perception check.
One of those great
Hey, where did all my
metals
D20s
boats on tracks that we didn't take.
Take it. Take it to Girdlegum Castle.
Oh, one of those ones from your dreams that you were telling us about.
Perception is 18.
Yeah, you see there's there's a big old track of basically destroyed city leading directly to the castle. So there's that. Otherwise, you would have to take your chances with the streets of Girdlegum.
The mean streets of
The
Girdlegum.
mean streets of Girdlegum.
They're singing gangs.
The Girdlegum drops.
Well, looks like we got a pretty clear direct route.
I point towards the path of carnage.
I'm for walking up the wake of destruction. Path of carnage.
Well, I don't really know any other. I've never.
Aye.
Well, has anyone been to Girdlegum before? I have not.
No.
No.
Gary, the Girdlegum greeter, as he's being dragged away back to the ship by Drusilla, will say, "Oh, Girdlegum's a different city every 5 years, it seems. That's why you need me, Gary, the Girdlegum greeter, to tell people what's what.
Okay, bye, Gary. Good luck.
Goodbye.
Get
Have
some
fun
rest.
storming the castle."
Have fun on this ship.
Thanks.
And as he says storming the
Yeah.
castle, I'm going to
Yeah.
begin storming the castle.
Yeah, same.
Right.
I'm right behind. I'm right behind Gordo.
You all make your way up this kind of very wide path of destruction. You see a lot of, grisly sights if you're looking for them. If you're not looking for them, if you're just looking straight ahead at the castle, you're fine. You're not traumatized by any of the stuff going on.
How's Ramsey doing with all the poor grizzlies?
Ramsey.
How's Ramsey doing?
Yeah, with the grizzly.
The terrible grizzly sights.
Oh.
Ah.
He's sad.
I'm not as good as puns as you guys are.
Okay. Well, some time passes, but you approach closer and closer to the castle. And go ahead as you do, make a perception check.
Everybody?
Yeah, everybody can.
Everybody.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh,
I
darn.
rolled a
Wants to
10.
be a cam.
Our
Not very good.
preceptor is the DM.
Oh, dear.
That's true. He'll, if he sees anything, he'll point it out, but
I got a 26.
26. Okay, yeah, that's good enough. You look up at the hobio atop the castle, and there's some things that you should sort of note about it. For starters, it appears to be, I guess you've never seen it entirely out of the water before. So I'll describe what it looks like from here.
And Bumbo relays this all exactly verbatim.
Yep. Cam will also nod his head and say, "Yep, I saw this too." And then, the hobio is, for the most part, what looks to be a gigantinormous squid, like a kraken, with a few notable differences. It has a lot more tentacles than a kraken does, like your classic squid 10 tentacles with the 8 and then the 2 long ones. It seems like it has a lot of long ones covered in spikes, and these tentacles are, you don't know how long just by eye because they're snaking throughout the whole city, but potentially miles long. And the body of this thing is as big as the castle it sits atop almost. So the top part of the castle is kind of crushed under it. It's got kind of this like slimy looking white flesh, and on its like squid core, you don't see like any eyes or like a mouth. I mean, you assume if it's a squid, the mouth's underneath all the tentacles, maybe. But there seem to be where like eyes would be, these 2 big like fins that are just kind of like flapping around in the breeze. And on top of it, there's like this other mouth, like not a mouth, but like a bunch of tentacles. It looks like that are kind of just like writhing, almost like hair. But yeah, from here it looks kind of gross, just a big gross squid thing.
So, a slimy white danger noodle.
Yep.
That's
More like danger
know.
noodles, plural.
Yeah.
A
it's
bowl of
just
danger.
made of noodles with one big noodle in the middle.
Looks like the castle's wearing a fucked up party hat.
This thing looked better on the inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
say.
Something.
Who's got the vomit bucket?
Oh, that's Moist Mitch. Sonny turns around.
I turn around too.
Okay, hold on. So,
we all
yeah.
turn around.
Sonny, he's behind you. Hello. Yes, I have the bucket of vomit. Would you like it?
No, you can hold
At
on
the
to it.
climax of our story, we need the bucket, and everyone just keeps turning around. And
He's not.
That is definitely going to happen. Okay, good. Then let's trundle forward.
Hey, why are you guys trying to imitate how I walk?
It's very charming.
It is. It was quite effective.
So, to be clear, just before we start, you want me, Moist Mitch, to be the wielder of the bucket of vomit, the potentially very crucial bucket of vomit. Me, old
I
reliable
see where you
Moist
went.
Mitch.
You've been the most reliable of all of our NPCs.
Yeah, you're always
Okay.
around.
Yes, well, his eyes shift side to side. I will,
inside check.
yes.
I mean, tell me, who else just always shows up right when you need them?
And when you don't.
Drusilla. We had to go fetch Drusilla.
Yeah.
We need Moist Mitch. He's just right there. I say it's quite reliable. You're a stellar employee of the former Purng Kiln, now known as the Sassy Bouge.
Oh, thank
Fine.
you. That's so kind of you to say.
Insight is 20.
20 insight?
Dirty 20.
Well, I mean, Moist Mitch has always struck you as a very shifty fella. He eats raw dead animals and hangs out in the dark and the wet.
But like, do I think...
But you've never really felt that he was hiding anything from you, you know? Like, he wears his disgusting habits on his sleeve. But right now, Moist Mitch almost seems like he's a little guilty about something.
First off, I lean down and I grab the bucket from Moist Mitch.
Oh, thank you. That's a lot of pressure off the hands of old Moist Mitch.
I do not want to carry this. If anyone else is willing, I'd be very thankful.
Yep, sure, Captain. And Bumbo just goes ahead and takes
All
it
right,
from
thank you, Bumbo.
Oh, phew.
I wasn't going to volunteer for that.
I did not want to do that.
I mean, not when Moist Mitch is clearly willing.
Mm-hmm.
But thanks, Bumbo. It's great.
You're a valued member of the crew of the Sassy Buge.
Thank you, Sonny. I appreciate your boosting of morale.
This got awkward.
Yeah. I mean, it's just that we could all die in the next 30 minutes. So I want you all to know that I appreciate all of you. That's all.
I appreciate you too, Cam.
Thank you.
For a second, I thought you were Moist Mitch talking, and I was confused.
Oh.
But then I remembered what the voice was.
Right. No,
Mr.
it's
Lucky,
okay.
they look so different.
I know. I was just a bit confused.
Moist Mitch is just also, like, you don't see him anymore.
Yeah.
After you hand it off the bucket, he's scampered off somewhere.
I'm gonna try to keep my eye out for him. Just gonna throw that out there for what it's worth. But you know.
Oh yeah, I should also note that Wensley, the wereshark, also with you guys.
Yeah.
He came with you.
Oh, good. Got to have a dramatic moment later.
Oh, hey, Mr. Wensley.
Hello, I'm
No.
a wereshark.
You sure
Yes,
are.
you are.
Yep, we are familiar with you at this point.
I appreciate you guys, too. I have to reconcile every different voice that Wensley the Wereshark has had.
We did just sort of gloss over Mr. Drythorne being genuine and heartfelt. And I do want to say, you all have been very kind to me, and I appreciate it. You are all valued members of the crew of the Sassy Buge.
Thank you, Sonny, and so are
Thank you. Thank you. Very nice.
I-
Very nice.
I've been thinking, and well, what if Belle doesn't have everything they need to find the familiar or get their wish? What if we just let it play out? What if we went somewhere far away and started a restaurant together? We could call it the Purng Kiln 2, just like we were talking about. I don't know. This seems like sort of a turning back point, and if we... I mean, I know we gotta... Wait. We still haven't buried the captain.
I was thinking that. He's in the bag.
And I don't know exactly how time-sensitive all of this is. The Hobio looks to be rather, almost pacified at the moment, so... Now might be as good a time as any if we're not going to get the chance again.
Right.
Are you saying now is as good a time as any to leave?
No, not leave per se, but at the very least have a little ceremony for the captain.
Oh,
Right here, you mean?
Or we can leave it for later. I'm just trying to get an
No.
idea where everyone's head's at. I mean, for me, I have a child now. I've
That
got
is
Cam
true.
Jr. to think
Right.
about.
You're a parent.
Is Cam Jr.
Yeah.
in the bag with the body?
No, Cam Jr.'s definitely back on the ship. Cam would
Okay.
not take Cam Jr. into this situation.
I think that this is one of those situations where, when we don't know what's going to happen, we could leave it to fate and not be involved, and then go about and try to open a restaurant, and then, lo and behold, Belle's taken over the entire Punwalsey, and one day, instead of this little girdle gum, it's wherever we've opened our restaurant that gets attacked by a hobio, and then we're the ones laying under the rubble, waiting for some heroic people to rescue them, when all we had to do was seize this opportunity.
I doubt Bell, the way they seem to be working, is just going to let the people that know anything about them and their past and their history just, fuck off and make a bloody restaurant.
Oh, yeah. I doubt that, too. I'm sure even if Bell didn't succeed, they'd still come after us.
Aye. And you know what? I'd like to bury the captain with him.
With Bill?
Well, like
Wow.
together.
Not together. I mean,
that
more
doesn't seem
metaphorically,
right.
like
What's wrong
once
with
they're
you?
buried, we can bury the. All right, guys.
Yeah, that's kind of messed up.
Huh.
I'm a wereshark.
Yes.
I'm gonna let everyone know. I don't care who knows.
It's fairly
I
apparent.
forgot you were here.
To
I
be
thought
honest.
it was the parrot.
Yeah, I thought it was Becker.
I know. They look entirely different, Sonny.
That's true. I am as guilty as Mr. Lucky.
I guess that's leadership for you.
Well, here's the thing. If we bury the captain here on Girdlegum, he might be unintentionally disinterred if it was reconstruction of the city made after we finish this problem. Think we can hold off on that until we exact our revenge.
Or he might just be
All right.
buried under a road. You don't want him to be walked on.
Are
walked
we going to
upon by-
cremate him?
I think we were.
Wait, did we?
No.
No,
We were
didn't.
gonna.
We were going and then we didn't. Okay.
Yeah.
We've brought it up a lot. It's just never happened.
It's hard to find the right time for this
Things
kind of
keep
thing.
happening.
Right. Well, this has been a series of events.
We have a lot to do, and I say we get today done, and then we worry about it. It's waited this long.
It's curious that a bunch of seafaring people decide to bury the body instead of just, throw him off to sea, but who am I to judge?
He did always like the land, strangely.
So later then.
Yeah, later.
Right. I'm going to continue up this hill. Appreciate your sentiments, and Ramsey and I both want to express that we would not like to make cookies for anyone other than you fine lot. And, right, here we are. And I run up the hill.
Wensley runs after you, Gordo, of course. Cam will nod and start running too.
Yeah, I follow.
Yep.
All right. You reach the steps of Girdlegum Castle. And towering above you is the slimy, kind of fishy smelling Hobio. And you can, at this range, hear it making all manner of gurgly, wheezy noises that seem to, kind of carry across the wind. Stuff like that. You look up the steps leading to the big old double doors. The Girdlegum Castle also, by the way, very, what's the word? It looks edible. It's just this sort of pink and purple, white, swirly mix of all sorts of, it's like a Willy Wonka looking building.
That explains. Hobio's probably got a sweet tooth.
Yeah, there's a big old statue, with a fountain at the middle of, the stairs that's, this big old guy in a big, fluffy robe with a huge beard with, lollipops and candy and gumdrops, in it.
Did you say it's a fountain? What's coming out of it?
It looks like some kind of, pinkish liquid is, coming out of the fingertips of this man who's just holding his hands aloft.
I think that's fruit punch.
As you approach the fountain, you see that in the fountain are just all sorts of body parts and blood, and
it's
that
blood.
might actually be why the water is the color it is.
That makes sense.
And as you look up at the doors, you start to realize that Girdlegum might have had a bit of a tough time defending against whatever they were faced with half a day ago. There are scorch marks. One of the doors, in fact, it looks like it was made of some kind of chocolate. Is just absolutely melted into the wall. There's men half melted into the chocolate.
Oh, God.
There's a bunch of also primal looking spears everywhere. And if you make a history check, anybody can do so.
8.
8, okay. Well,
10.
3.
10 and 3. Well, the 10 is enough, Bumbo, to kind of jog your memory. They look a lot like the ramshackle weapons that the Kuatoa had put together when you fought them in the Hobio.
Oh.
Does it look like there have been Kuotoa around then? Are there any dead
Have they turned
Is there
into
a dead
Kuotoa
Kuotoa?
melted in?
Yes. Yeah, you actually take a second to look around and you see indeed there seems to be like a Kuotoa that's been stabbed by a sword, but otherwise doesn't look like burned or anything. They've just been a casualty of battle.
Is the sword a candy cane?
Yeah, yes. a sharpened candy cane. Actually, part of it is broken off in the Kuotoa, sticking out of it.
Mm-hmm.
No, Ramsey, no, don't lick that. Ramsey,
Oh my god, this is... Oh my god.
Are these candy weapons?
Why? Yeah, why?
I'm sorry. I'm dissociating again.
I don't know, but under other circumstances, I would love this place.
this seems like a kingdom that never thought it would actually be invaded.
Aye.
Sort of ceremonial weapons indoors.
Huh.
Yeah, wow.
Where's the compass pointing now that we're like in the castle?
Right through the door.
And why the hell would they build everything out of candy? It would melt in the rain.
Perhaps it doesn't rain here.
Yeah, or maybe this King Grundlebeard is some kind of sorcerer who can build candy with the flick of his wrist. I don't know, but...
Seems very specific.
Maybe,
That would be an amazing power.
maybe it rains skittles.
all I can say is I'm getting, like, whiplash right now looking at
I know.
all the candy and...
I'm having trouble just like understanding where I am.
This is like sort of what I imagine the nightmares of children look like.
Kind of, yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go through that door now.
Right.
That's okay with everyone else.
You walk into the halls of Girdlegum Castle. Within the first, the door is this grand sort of entry hall, and it seems to lead forward quite a ways to what looks like a larger room that opens up, probably about 100 feet down the hallway. And again, same kind of scene in here, a lot of horrific-looking battles took place here with a fighting force that was not well equipped to deal with what was coming.
Poor bastards.
So you continue forward into the grand hall of Girdlegum. It looks to be a throne room, and it's kind of lit by these big orange globes in the ceiling, and some of the walls almost appear to be like... It's almost like a black light, like some of the candy surfaces are like fluorescing a little bit. It's kind of cool. Unfortunately, what's happening in this room doesn't look as cool. In the middle of the room, there appears to be a large man who's been stripped of most of his clothing, beard singed and in tatters, being thwacked with a stick by a Kuotoa. Standing around, kind of posted about the room, are a bunch of other Kuotoa, sort of like making fish sounds and staring about. And in the middle of kind of the back of the wall is this large throne made of very swirly-looking candy shapes with peppermint rails and marshmallow pillows and gumdrop studs, is sitting a drow in a fine cloak, a floppy hat, and many rings adorned on their fingers.
Is it Belle?
Well, based on what you've seen before of Belle, this looks exactly, yes, like the Belle you've met before.
Bumbo, where's your compass pointing?
Yeah. Where is it pointing?
It is pointing at Belle.
Just gotta make sure it's not a different drow.
Could have been another drow.
See the man getting thwacked with a stick. He just says, "Oh, please, no more. I don't know anything. I'm King Grundlebeard. I just want to keep my people safe and happy. Oh."
I have a question.
Yes,
Is his crown the top of a gumball machine?
of course it is.
Thank you.
It's like a space helmet, but he's wearing it on top of his head, and it is cracked, though. It looks like at one point it had gumballs in it, but now it is spilled all over the floor.
I'm gonna just pull out my rapier just
Okay.
preemptively.
I'm going to pull
You
out my
pull-
fists.
Your rapier out, and it makes kind of a swing noise. And then everyone in the room who was paying attention to the king getting thwacked with a stick looks over in all your directions,
Well,
and the Kuatoa raise their spears.
I set the bucket down.
Bell will raise their hand and say, "Hold on, my loyal soldiers. I have been waiting for our most honored guests to arrive." And Bell will stand up very elegantly and sort of saunter down the stairs and sort of stand behind the king and gesture and say, "Welcome to Girdlegum, crew of the Purng Kiln. I'd pay you for your services, but I sort of got myself here."
death stare.
Correction, we're no longer the crew of the Purng Kiln because your hobio destroyed that. Just thought I'd point out that error. We can go forward with the conversation now. Thanks.
Bell nods and says, "Indeed, that is to be expected. I was expecting that the Hobio would destroy your ship, and I was expecting that it would consume you and keep you on our journey to Girdlegum. What I did not expect is for you to so quickly find a way out. But that's beside the point. You came anyway, which is most fortunate for me."
Why?
Bell will sort of walk around the king. The king will say, "So does this mean I can go now?" Bell says, "Oh, absolutely not, my dear King Grundlebeard. You may yet prove useful to me." "I don't see how that could possibly be, but okay, I'm just going to sit here. You do your thing, I guess." Bell will walk forward and say, "I suppose you might be wondering, why
I am.
Why you? Why would I go specifically to the Purng Kiln, one of the most, unfortunately, perhaps cursed ships in all the Punwalzi, for a simple escort job, and request that you go through some of the most dangerous waters in all the world?"
I'm going to be honest, it didn't really cross my mind.
I wasn't wondering that, but now that you mention it, yeah,
Yeah.
I'd like to know, I guess.
I guess since we know now you're a dragon, well, it does seem odd that you would choose such a vessel as ours.
Yeah, why didn't you just
I mean,
fly?
especially if you have the hobio.
Oh, you know about the dragon thing.
Mm-hmm.
Aye.
Yep.
I suppose that would mean you spoke to Kagakagwa. He would be the only one who one of the few who might know that little secret.
Yeah, we did. Then Wensley pushed him off the ship.
Right. Maybe don't bring that up.
I'm a were-shark! Indeed.
You've really turned him into a Pokemon this episode.
I suppose he told you then about why I might be here.
Right. He did. We know all about it. Meant for Milby and all. You want to become a dragon again?
I'm curious then, why, if you knew what I was and what I was capable of, why would you come here alone?
We're not alone. There's like 6 of us.
Yes, there are,
Gotcha.
but
I turn around. Is Moist Mitch there?
no, I'm not even going to roll this time. Moist Mitch is not there.
Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
In any case, it's not important. You're outnumbered and outclassed, so I would perhaps request that maybe you listen to what I have to say before making any further rash decisions. But I suppose I shouldn't be the one to tell you it, should I? You see, you might have come here with all of your crew, but I have some of my own. Bell will step back put their hands behind their back, and out from behind, there have been these big, like, candy cane pillars throughout the room, and some figures appear from behind them. Some that you recognize. There is Dr. Fabioris, the famed healer,
Yes.
and Carl Carpenter, but he's wearing this big, like, wooden and metal contraption, like a mech suit, and he, like, stomps up around the pillar.
Yes.
Oh my god.
And finally,
No.
there
It
is
can't
one
be.
other who steps out from behind the throne. No. You recognize him. You all know him. You've known him for years. It's Captain de Deserm.
What?
Cam drops his staff. Just clatters to the ground.
Aya drops his rapier. Immediately reaches into the bag trying to find the body.
Yeah, it's in there. You feel it anyway, still.
Can I pull out the head? Just to kind of give it a good look.
Yeah, you pull the rotting, decayed head of Captain de Deserm out of the bag. It's, it looks like it's been just shoved in a
Yeah, but
bag for a few
it doesn't
days
look like a
and-
different person now or anything.
No, it still looks for the most part like him.
All right, I'm just gonna adrenaline through that experience of confronting the dead body of my captain, and then just put it back.
Captain de Deserm will step forward and say, "Lads, I'm sorry to have to tell you it like this, but, well, Belle and I have known each other for quite a long time. It's good to see all of you, by the way." You can see he's got like a bottle of some sort of liquor in his hand, like he usually does.
Bumbo is just like aghast, staring daggers at the captain.
Holy
Yeah.
frick, it's Captain de Deserm!
What would it be to just try to look through an illusion if I believe there is one?
That would be an investigation check. At least that's how like the minor illusion spell works.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try that, like, cause Aya just does not believe what he sees, and so he's gonna try to find flaw in it.
Absolutely.
Rolled a 16 plus, I think 0.
With a 16, you don't see any reason. It looks very much like Captain de Deserm. I mean, you're only using your eyes and ears. It looks like him. It sounds like him. But you don't see any sign that it's an illusion. Captain de Deserm says, "Oh, Sonny, come give your old captain a hug. I missed you so."
I don't recommend
If
it.
Sonny moves, I grab him by the collar.
Sonny is just staring and pointing. That's Captain friggin' de Deserm! But he's just in the I'm so confused.
If you just give me a moment to explain, I'm sure we can all work this out. You see, Belle and I met many, many years ago, back when I was first captain in this vessel, or the former vessel, the Purng Kiln. Belle came to me with a request that I keep a lookout for some certain types of people, and that I gather them all in one place and let them know when the time was right. And, well, that time came but a few days ago. Well, a few weeks, I suppose, when Sonny Goblin joined the ship.
I step in between. I step slightly in front of Sonny.
What the nuts are you talking about?
What sorts of people?
Well, I don't know the long of it. Belle could tell it to you much better than I could.
I suppose I can. You all know that I'm here for the Mint for Milby. And tell me, everyone, what do we know of the Mint for Milby?
Grants wishes.
It grants wishes. It is a chalice that, when drunk from, grants wishes. But not just any liquid will do. No, only the juice of the Tropsfun fruit can produce such a powerful effect that it would grant a wish. Water can keep someone alive for centuries. Milk could perhaps heal any wounds. It all depends what's in the cup. But no, the juice of the Tropsfun appears to produce the most potent effect. When I first went seeking the Mint for Milby, I only knew about the Tropsfun fruit and what it could achieve. I did not know
that I was mistaken about its location, and our dear friend Kagakagwa took advantage of that situation. Since that time, many decades ago, when he betrayed me, I have been learning more information. For starters, I did a little more digging into where the Mintfamilbi came from. The great relic of the Familbi Empire. Their most treasured artifact. In fact, it was so treasured that any money that they minted or produced was nothing in comparison to its value. The Mintfamilbi was their mint. They did not do deals in gold. They did deals in miracles. Now, as you might imagine, such a power wielded by one central force would be greatly sought after. Of course, only one person could keep it, the emperor of the Familbi Empire. And of course, this led to so much political discourse that eventually the empire collapsed under its own weight, infighting, arguing over who should have the power of the Mintfamilbi and what should be done with it. And so, that last emperor made the executive decision that the artifact should not be in the hands of anyone, and he sealed it away. But before doing so, made so many thousands of copies of the relic that no one would know which one was the true cup, and spread all of them across the sea. This was hundreds of years ago. This legend lost to time, and nobody knew where the Familbi Empire, the seat of power, even was. Not at least until recently. It's here, deep below our feet, beneath this castle.
Called it.
And there is only but one way to access it, I have found. You see, once the Mintfamilbi was... It's unclear whether or not it was forged by the Familbi Empire, granted as a gift, found, excavated. Nobody knows that. But what is known is that once its powers were discovered, they never had to print a single coin again. And so, many believe that the last coin ever produced by the Familbi Empire is the key to opening the way to their secret city. And I had no idea where this coin was. I'd had my many network of spies and acquaintances and crewmen I've made throughout the years on the search for it, and I had reports that one had found a special coin, but that it went missing with a little goblin cabin boy. I have a question for you, Sonny Goblin.
Oh, shit.
What's it got in its pocketses?
Sonny has just started whistling and not making eye contact with anyone.
You don't have to answer that, Sonny. It's a trick question, I'm sure.
I don't. No.
Captain de Deserm says, "My boy, it would be so much easier if you just showed Belle what's in your pockets."
Okay. I have this legume bean.
How charming. I meant, do you perhaps have a coin or something of that sort, Mr. Goblin?
Well, I have this blippin'. And then this other blippin'. These are my wages.
Yes, well, I think I might...
I also have a coin that I stole from a pirate who kidnapped me when I was younger. And then when they were sleeping, I drugged all their stuff, and then I burned their ship to the ground, and then I ran away with the coin. It's this one.
God.
He pulls it.
Sonny, come on.
Put that away.
Gordo
No.
smiles and nods very approvingly. He's so proud of you.
No, don't put it away, Mr. Goblin. Bring it here. I promise you, no harm will come to
Sonny,
you.
do not take a step forward.
Okay.
Wait a minute. So you mentioned that all of us were needed. Can you explain why you needed me and Ramsey?
Well,
First?
not all of you. Just a select few. I
But yes,
didn't
why,
really
but
finish.
why me and Ramsey?
And I make a face at Sonny to be like,
Run away.
What?
Sonny?
The captain says, "Well, it's a little more complicated than that, Gordo. I mean, you and Bumbo and and Aya, you're all valued members of me crew, but, well, Sonny we were on the lookout for a while, and, well, Mr. Drythorne has a role to play that Belle will just go, shh.
Oh, yes, no, talk about that, please. Very curious about...
Yeah, what role
Cam.
do I have to play exactly?
While the attention is on Cam and Gordo, I'd lean down to Sonny and say, "When I make a move, start running."
Oh, okay.
You all can make a perception check too, if you want, because things have started shifting in this room. Okay.
I got a 15, but Ramsey got a nat 20.
Ramsey got a nat 20.
Mm-hmm.
You're all kind of, watching your backs and making sure that you're not getting surrounded. Gordo, you notice that the Kuatoa that are in the room, as well as Fabioris and Carl Carpenter, have sort of started moving toward any doors and exits. Ramsey will kind of nuzzle you and point backwards, and it looks like the door you came out of is now blocked by some Kuatoa.
Aya looks at the captain, at the discern.
Mm-hmm.
So, you're telling me that you, who is supposed to be our captain, or maybe isn't our captain, I don't really know, I don't really believe you're the same person. It's just gonna let everyone on this ship die. Bumbo, it's been with you for 20 years. I have that time.
Aya, don't you think it's a tad strange that the Hobio attacked our ship and not one of us died?
Not one of us.
I don't know about Garrison. He might have passed away.
Also, you died.
You did die. I found your body. Well, Gordo found your body, you lion sack.
Well, that was a bit of a mess. We had meant to sort of make it so you'd follow Belle in deeper into the Hobio. You'd have motivation to go and be captured, I suppose is the nicest way to put it.
Rather than just telling us the truth?
It wasn't my idea. It was Belle's idea.
Goes to show how much you care about us and you! Looking at Belle.
Yes.
I'd love to stare daggers at you all day. But this'll have to do. And I grab a dagger, throw it at Belle, and turn. Run!
Yeah, make an attack against Belle.
Yeah. That is a 16 plus 7.
Yeah, you throw the dagger, and it sinks right into Belle's heart.
Mm-hmm.
And Belle collapses to the floor. A pool of blood slowly spreading beneath them.
Sonny runs away.
I don't, honestly, I feel like that happens and I still run, but I'm going to ponder it on the way out.
Are you running for the exit, like where you came in?
I assume we didn't go that far into the room after seeing the site. So yeah, whatever door is closest. We're going to have to punch
So
through.
you turn around and there's a wall of some Kuatoa soldiers there pointing spears and kind of a phalanx at you.
Gordo!
Right, tuna salad time.
Okay, great. Go roll, do something. We're gonna treat this as more of like a, like we did in the first episode, more of a cinematic experience.
All right, yeah.
Where you roll to do stuff, or like what we did last episode, where it was do
Hell yeah.
things to get out.
A skill
I
challenge.
mean, then Gordo's gonna fucking go into his frenzy and, do his machine gun blows, and any miss, he's gonna rampage. So basically trying to take out as many Kuatoa in as quick a time as possible.
Indeed.
With Ramsey right there at his side, just chomping him to bits.
Very well.
Aya will kip up his rapier with his foot, grab it, and run, but specifically try to stay as close to Sonny as possible. Stay right on him and in between him and anyone else.
Sounds good.
I also want to add, I think Wensley at this point is just right alongside Gordo and Ramsey.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's with you guys.
I think, Danny, you need to change your character name to Gordo and Ramsey and Wensley.
Yeah. How'd you do? Did you roll
I should roll.
Yeah. I don't know how you did.
Sure, let's see. Let's do a
Only
roll.
you know how you did.
That's what's mine? 15 plus 7. So 22.
Yeah?
And I mean, should I just do a single roll and kind of
Yeah,
sum it all
just a
up with
single
that?
roll and
22.
we know what you're capable of, Gordo, with your fists. The Kuatoa are quite underprepared for your onslaught, with you, Ramsey, and Wensley all tackling into them. And yeah, with a 22, you turn a few of them to paste yourself, and make an opening for everybody to run back through the entryway you came in. As you're running, however, you realize it's a lot darker in here than it was a second ago. And that might be because the light that was at the end of the tunnel, so to speak, it's not there anymore. In fact, everybody make a perception check.
Oh,
Sure.
It's hard to tell while you're running, but there is a subtle little shift that happens.
I look for specifically any Hobio-looking flesh.
12.
Right.
13.
Well, something you feel as you're running, sort of a quake a little bit, like something shifting beneath you. And then you notice the light just sort of dim as you're running in the direction you're running. Something has moved in front of the doors of the castle.
Bucket.
Yep. Bumbo snatches up the bucket. And then Bumbo also does a thing where he starts, like, telling a tale. And it's really just about how he and the Captain de Dezerm actually met. And he's saying it in a very angry voice.
Mm-hmm.
But it's...
Yep, way back 20 years ago, and in the version
and the words that are coming out of his mouth are in the wrong order, and they're nonsensical a lot of the times and distracting. And he's casting in thrall as he's moving away, and that makes it so that everybody that he can see that he chooses to has to do a wisdom save of 16 or higher.
So on the Kuatoa?
Everybody that's visible in front of us, yeah.
That would be the Kuatoa.
Yep.
Then the direction you're running. Okay. They will make their wisdom save. They did probably not pass that wisdom save. I assume your DC is higher than a 10.
It is.
Okay. So what does that do?
Basically, they have a hard time perceiving anybody but me.
Ah, okay. That works.
So they have disadvantage on wisdom perception checks to perceive any creature other than me.
Sure. Okay. Yes. They,
That's really cool.
that means, for the most part, everybody else to them looks either blurred or shadowy. They're mostly now focused at your attention.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you're running still back out of here. Who's next? Anyone else want to do anything?
I mean, what's blocking the door?
Oh, well, you get to the door. It's hard to see. Does anyone have dark vision?
I think I do. I'm a tiefling.
Oh, yeah.
I think
so. You'd
so.
see that it is that slimy, white,
Yep.
kind of
Yeah.
rubbery-looking squid surface that seems the Hobio has moved a tentacle in front of the entrance to the castle.
Vomit.
Yep. He hands you the bucket as he's, continuing with this nonsensical story.
I try not to like pour all of it out, but I try to like
Right.
slide
Do
it
a hand
against.
slap?
Yeah, give it a good little splash of vomit
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
tentacle.
And you know what? It actually works. You splash just a little vomit on this tentacle, and it wriggles and slides violently out of the way, taking a lot of the wall with it. And you are accosted by a sudden influx of bright light. And as you kind of run out into the open, you realize there's some things here that they weren't there before. You're standing on the stairs by, out in front by that fountain in the little entry courtyard. You see the Hobio wriggling above, and it's making like vomity noises of its own, like it's really having a bad time. But standing out in front of the fountain are hundreds of Kuatoa.
Fuck.
And in front of the hundreds of Kuatoa, there are two other figures. Well, three. Well, 3.5. Drusilla, Krungus, Moist Mitch, and in
Gary.
Krungus's arms with a blade to it is Cam Jr.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Cam just comes to a halt and says, "Oh my god!" This is an actual nightmare. This is what adults have as nightmares. I don't dream because I'm a plant, but oh my god. Are all of you on Belle's payroll?
Krungus, you too.
I'm sorry, guys. I thought you would out me because I broke character so fast. Yeah.
None of you
I'm sorry
are
about
valuable
this.
members of the
Oh my
Sassy
God.
Muse.
You tell him, Sonny.
Drusilla says, do you really think I would ever?
I throw a dagger at her.
Crit success! Roll your damage!
Sneak attack! If you'll allow it.
Of
Yeah,
course
Cam
I
Jr.'s
will. Of
now,
course
eh?
I will.
Okay, that's 2d4, so 2, 5, plus, what's my sneak attack at? 3d6?
Jesus Christ.
So 66,
Kill Bell.
25, 28, 32 points of damage.
Yeah,
That's doubled.
Yeah, that's a double.
that's all.
That's 60.
Yeah, I mean, from a dagger.
2d4 and 66 plus,
That's an impressive
Plus
amount
4.
of damage.
yeah, just right
Yep. Yeah, you, was there anywhere in particular you were aiming?
head.
Yep.
Knife in the eye.
The dagger sinks into Drew's eye. But she does not die. She just stumbles backwards into a Kuatoa screaming, "Ah! Ah!" And then Krunkus says, "Hey, listen, I don't like this any more than anybody else, but if anybody else makes a move right now, I will slice this plant in half."
You're a fucked up person.
Cam says, wait, Aya, stop. Hold on. There's something I gotta say. That's not just a plant. That's the future of my species he's holding in his hands right there.
Aya stops moving.
Drew is just swearing and cursing and, like, trying to, it looks like cast a spell.
I point at Drusilla just with my hand and just, if I had another one, I'd throw it right at you right now.
Oh, fuck! God, asshole!
Oh, I'm the asshole, says the people that are backstabbing their own fucking crew.
Moist Mitch is just standing there very awkwardly and says, yes, backstabbing, yes.
I just
He
stare.
looks still very shifty and guilty.
If you so much as lay a finger on that plant, I will make sure my very last act in this life is to turn you into a tuna salad. And you know that I will. So don't you dare fucking touch that child!
If I may, Dr. Fabioris has something to say.
You all turn around, and behind you are many more Kuatoa, as well as Fabioris and Carl Carpenter. Captain de Deserm, though, is not with the two of them.
As a doctor of love, I think we should all hug it out.
You get away from me!
Okay.
To think I found you attractive for even a moment.
Guys, I'm just a humble wereshark, but it seems like we're pretty outnumbered on this one.
Yeah, I've noticed.
You all hear this coming forth from the doors of the castle, very echoey, very big and booming.
Then perhaps you should listen to what I have to say.
Yeah, I knew that wouldn't work.
It's a good effort.
It was a valiant attempt, a very good throw, Captain Ayamun Bucky, but not good enough.
I wince at those words. While this is happening, I lean down to Sonny again and be like, if you can get away, get away. Get that coin away from here.
But Cam Jr.'s been kidnapped, plant-napped, abducted.
Yes, he has, and Mr. Drythorne should know exactly what that means.
Dang, your ears are crazy good.
I have ears everywhere.
That's horrifying.
Gross.
Yeah, perception check. Let's see.
There
Oh,
are
that's actually a 19.
ears of corn.
They hear through the corn. It's a very corny way
You
of
don't
doing
see
so.
any, you see a bunch of, Kuatoa and your former crew who have backstabbed you. They all have ears. One of them has one less eye than they did before, but for the most part, A lot of ears around, but none like just sitting about. So
That's strange. I don't see any ears.
Bell loudly says,
Over the years, I've had to start relying on my ears far more than my eyes. It's very valuable when you're a king of pirates, when you are the dread pirate, Kagakagwa.
What?
Yes. That's right. That pale imitation you met earlier was just my former first mate. But I have always been the original dread pirate. And I have made friends and allies all across the Punbalzi. Anywhere you go, I will know. I will see. Well, hear. And I will find you. So, I suggest that you listen to what I have to say. Come back inside, and we can discuss terms.
Right, but first I'd prefer, and I look around to everyone else, if Cam Jr. was in safer hands before we continue this conversation.
I very much agree with you, and I think the hands of the father would be quite appropriate. Of course, I will have to keep a very close eye on Mr. Drythorne, as I believe it's dawning on him exactly what it is I need him for.
Is it?
"Hey guys, I have a secret I've been keeping the whole time.
How could you?
Well, don't worry, I'm
I
not."
kind of just lightly smack Sonny on the side of the head when he says that.
What?
I'm not gonna betray you like the rest of these soulless monsters, but
You're better than that.
well,
Yeah, they're disgusting, traitorous, backstabbing. Oh.
There you go, Sonny. Let it out. Let it out.
It's cathartic. It's good for you.
well, I was hoping this was a secret that was better kept than I guess it is. Well, you know that Trops Fun fruit that everyone's going on about? Well, it's sort of, there's, my species kind of comes from that fruit. We grow from a plant called a mother bloom, and as far as I was aware, all of them were extinct, but, Cam Jr. over there is sort of the sprout of one. And I think Bell might have figured that out.
Seems.
How many of my people did you have to kill to get that information, Bell?
Oh, all but one. But one is all I need. Come into the castle, if you will, unless you want to die on this hill. All of you have a chance to make it out. In fact, you can join me in my quest to return the Punwalzi, nay, the world to what it once was. You don't have to decide now, but I would encourage you to at least come listen.
Aya stays very silent, but does cooperate. Basically follows Cam's lead on this.
Gordo will follow his captain.
Is there? Sonny is gonna follow, but as they follow, he's gonna look around. Is there like a cliff? Because the castle was high up, right?
Not immediately close to you. I mean, there's like a ledge where the stairs lead up, but it's not like a long drop.
Okay.
It just goes down to more of the ruined property of the castle.
Okay.
Okay. You all are surrounded by a lot of Kuatoa and your former crew members. What do you want to do?
I mean, I think we're following them in.
Following them?
Right?
All right. You are...
Did Cam get Cam Jr.?
Yes, Krungus handed Cam Jr. to Cam, but now Cam is sort of being escorted by a couple of, we'll say, Fabioris and Carl Carpenter are keeping him away. So you head back into the throne room. In the middle of the throne room still is King Grundlebeard. You see King Grundlebeard still just sitting kind of bored in the middle of the floor. Oh, everyone's back. Can I leave now, please?
Oh, hold on. Do you have any gumdrops left in your gumdrop crown?
Oh, well, for you, little boy, I can try to shake one up. He kind of shakes his head and a single gumball falls out of it.
Thanks.
It's all your... and then you hear Bell just shout,
Quiet! What is this? Don't give him... We're not...
I'm stress eating.
I suppose that is understandable.
You also notice Captain de Deserm sort of like hanging out on a pillar, but they're not saying anything anymore to you guys.
Yeah, filled with shame.
So you all come back into the throne room. You're surrounded by... Not all the Kuatoa came in. It seems like a lot of them are waiting outside still. And you're escorted mostly by your former crew. There's Drusilla with... Now she's got like kind of a bloody patch over her eye. Krungus, Moist Mitch, Carl Carpenter, Fabioris, and a few other Kuatoa. Bell says... Your Bell is not here anymore. There's... Even the body that was on the floor in the puddle of blood seems to be gone.
Here is how this will work. I have beaten out of King Girdlegum here the location of what might be the entrance to the underground capital of the Familby Empire. To get inside, we will need the last coin of the Familby Empire is the key. We will open the way with the key, and you will go down into the city to find the Mint Familby, escorted, of course, by my crew. No harm will come to you so long as you cooperate, and when this is all over, you will be free, in fact, to live in luxury as part of my new regime. Cam Drythorne will have to stay, of course, with me and the rest of my crew under supervision. Think of it as not a hostage, but incentive to cooperate.
How does Bell look after the dagger that was thrown into them?
Bell's not even in the room.
Oh.
You're just hearing echo sort of throughout the castle, like a projected voice from nowhere in particular. Your ears can't seem to get a pinpoint on what direction it's coming from. It's almost like a mass, whatever that spell is that makes people hear things.
Message?
Yeah, something like that. Bell will say,
Captain de Discern, you can drop the act. I don't think they're going to be motivated by their former captain anymore.
Captain de Discern nods and says, "You got it," and then sort of puts a hand over their face, and all of a sudden you're staring at Garrison, the Firbolg cabin boy. He's dressed in all black. He's got 2 katanas across his back.
Wow.
And he gives a little bow. He says, "Pretty good illusion, right?"
The acting was the problem.
You suck.
Yeah, you guys didn't seem to be buying it, but, well, I'm more of a...
It helps that we had the actual dead body of the captain with us. You know, if not for that, we might have fallen for it, but we actually have he's dead. He's quite dead.
Grungus
right here.
says, "Yeah, that was on me. I was on body cleanup duty, and I missed that one, so... Sorry, everybody."
Seems like an important one to miss.
Yeah, drop the ball.
Embarrassing operation.
At this point, it doesn't matter. Your captain, congratulations, he never betrayed you. I had simply been keeping tabs on him and many other ships on the Punwalzi and throughout the Shwisku for a very long time. And he just happened to have a couple pieces I needed. Now, all that matters is that you get me the Mint Familby, and we go from there. You will follow my crew, and you will do as you are told.
And you promise that we'll be guaranteed safety in your new empire?
Of course. At the point that I return to my true power and form, nothing will be able to stop me.
I think that we should guarantee that through use of the Mint Familby, right? Sort of wish it for us that we are safe.
Well,
or
you
something?
would need a Trotsfun fruit to do so, and currently the only one is in my possession.
Oh, right. Never mind.
But feel free to drink whatever you wish out of the Mint Familby. See what happens. It won't matter.
Aya doesn't know who to stare daggers at, so he's just sort of looking disappointed at the room itself.
Staring daggers at the middle distance.
Yeah, just sort of glazed over a little bit, but it is willing to move if ushered.
All right. You are ushered back behind the throne room, down some stairs, into a little hallway with a bunch of rooms and barrels full of candy. One of the rooms looks to have been kind of excavated out by a bunch of Kuatoa, and by excavated, I mean everything was just thrown about the place. King Grundlebeard is also being escorted with you. And you enter this storage room, and kind of at the back of the wall, there's this big mural painted on stone, not candy. And King Grundlebeard says, "Well, yes, this is the place. The one bit of the castle we kept from the old foundation that, we couldn't seem to destroy. So, this probably is what you're looking for. Can I go now, please?" Carl Carpenter is not here, actually. He's up with Fabioris and Cam. They did not accompany you down here.
Oh.
Cam didn't say anything to you guys as he left. He just looks kind of crestfallen. In this mural, it's, I'll make a perception check.
Sure.
19.
12.
Yeah.
17.
Okay, 19 and 17, so you'll notice the keyhole sort of immediately where that's supposed to be, but I'll sort of describe this mural. It seems to be a depiction. It's almost like an ancient Egyptian kind of hieroglyph type thing of a man standing above 7 others. The man is holding a large chalice, though the chalice itself, you see little etchings in it, but it looks like a big fancy cup. And in his other hand, he's making a little, he's holding something, like an object, but there's nothing there. There just seems to be a piece of the wall missing. And sort of around him are depictions of great disasters with this man holding the cup aloft and seeming to sort of thwart them, and armies being subdued entirely with a man holding aloft this cup. It's just this big a recounting of a bunch of events where this cup was used. So the people escorting you right now are Krungus, Drusilla, Garrison, Moist. Mitch is also here, but he hasn't really said anything. Drusilla is staring dagger at you, Aya.
Is it still in the face?
It is not. She did remove it, but she does have a big old bloody eye patch where her eye used to be.
I stare back.
Bumbo has, anytime he's caught eye contact with Moist Mitch, just shakes his head. How dare you?
Gordo says to whoever he's closest to, "They already admitted they're only level 1. I think we can take them." Whatever that means.
She took a dagger to the face and thinking she was lying.
I think they were all lying.
Just canon, you just talk about levels now.
I think she's human. Or something. Half-elf, perhaps? I don't think she's lying.
I didn't mean she was... I didn't mean she was the animal.
Dryad, maybe?
Lying. The thing you can't do.
I misunderstood. I still think we could...
Garrison will pipe up and say, "Well, the door's closed. Time to open it."
Okay, so open it.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think we need that coin that you have, so...
Oh, this one?
We need you to put it in the slot.
That one there?
Where
that slot?
Well, wherever it's supposed to go. I don't know where it's supposed to go.
I don't know
exactly,
either. This is all new to me. Garrison, you traitor.
Okay. Well, I guess does anyone know how to open this thing? We need a coin. That's all I got.
No, I don't know.
I've got a coin. Here, I pull out a blippin.
Okay. So that's not the one though that Belle seems to think is going to open the door.
Well, might as well try it.
Well, maybe Belle should be here
All
and
right.
maybe be directing us instead of you, because you're so bad at it.
Well, I thought Belle was gonna be. They're just doing this whole mysterious illusion thing, and I wasn't expecting. You hear Belle cut in and say, "Oh."
Aya's just smiling ear to ear, still staring at Drusilla.
I swear, if you want something right, do it yourself. In this case, how about this? Mr. Lucky Guess, you are the captain of your ship. Please retrieve the coin from your first mate, Sonny Goblin, and just open the door.
How? How do you want it opened? You're just saying to open it, but you don't tell us how to do
Put
it.
the coin where the coin. There should be a place in the wall for where the man's fingers are. Just put it in there.
Boy, he's a lot of fingers. He's got at least 10 if he's a person, normal human person.
All right, Sonny, just put it in the slot.
That one?
Yeah, this one. I pointed out.
Okay.
Thank you.
I am short. I cannot reach.
Oh my.
I take it. I put it in.
Yeah, you put this special little blip in the slot, a light sort of shines from behind it and sort of in like a little circle, sort of seals the coin in place. And then with a steady rumbling, the wall splits apart right in the middle of the cup that the man is holding up. And behind the door is a dark, cavernous stepway down.
Can I have that back?
The doors have slid into the wall.
Oh, dang it.
It's sort of gone.
It had sentimental value.
Drusilla says, "Everybody move. I'm taking charge of this operation
Oh, like
now
you
from here
could,
on out."
Miss One Eye.
You know, plenty of pirates on the Punwalzi that are quite dangerous have but one eye. And once I get out of here, I'm sure I can restore it to its former shape.
Yeah, I don't think so.
You can't restore your dignity, though, for betraying us. There's no spell for that.
Aya, to be clear, has an eye patch.
Yeah, but you have
specifically,
an eye under there.
No, specifically because we're now going into darkness, switches the eye patch,
Switch over to the other eye.
looks over at, or actually just flips it up because we're...
Which is so funny because you have dark vision.
Yep.
So.
Actually, we just take it off because we're going downstairs now. Just flips it up,
Yeah.
stares both eyes back at Drusilla, and then walks down the stairs.
Mm.
Winking
All
each
right.
individually.
You walk down the stairs, and down at the bottom is a small chamber. It's unlit, but there's some other Kuatoa with you carrying torches about. Not very many, though. It's probably about, in case you did want to try a little coup, it's probably tied. So there's 4 of your former crew. There are 6 of you. No, there's 5 of you. I guess there's 6 because Ramsey counts.
And
I guess.
Wensley.
And Wensley. So there are 6 capable fighters among you.
So it's 6v4?
6v6. There's 2 just regular Kuatoa foot soldiers, but you know how easy those are to kill.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, that's no problem.
but what you don't know is exactly how easy the 4 former crew members are to kill.
Yeah, I'm a little afraid of Garrison and his double katana. That's wild.
Certainly not afraid of Drew. She's so bad at dodging things.
Make a perception check.
Mm-hmm.
After Sonny. Did you actually say that out loud?
Oh, yeah, sure. How's it going walking down the stairs with your messed up depth perception? Having a hard time there?
Shut up. Just be quiet. I will tell Bell to execute your friend up there, your plant friend.
I don't think you need
Oh.
to. He's already around. He probably heard you already.
Also, I'm pretty sure you can't because you need Cam for the whole ceremony or whatever.
You don't know what we need.
You're so bad
Evidently,
at this.
you don't either. Okay, so why don't you just quiet down a little?
Also, you suck.
Yeah, you suck. What are you getting out of this? Are you going to change it to an eye? Because you don't have an eye anymore?
Did anyone roll perception?
I did. I rolled a dirty 20.
Yeah, you notice Moist Mitch kind of smiling to himself. He's not really talking very much to the other crew members, but he is sort of doing little giggles.
In response to our snide comments, sort of.
Yes.
Yeah. Got it.
But he's hanging back in the shadows.
Yeah.
Sort of. He's not making his presence extra ultra known.
Sure.
He's actively going out of his way, it seems,
How
to stay back.
uncharacteristic of Moist Mitch.
Who is with us again?
Garrison, Drusilla, Moist Mitch, and Krungus.
And Fabioris and Carl Carpenter are up with the other Kuatoa,
And Cam.
keeping Cam.
And we also have 2 Kuatoa with
Two
us as
Kuatoa.
well.
Kuatoa
Yeah.
torchbearers.
Yeah.
Koa-Tuo.
Keeping it lit in here. Anyway, to describe the room you walk into, it looks kind of similar to the room you just came from, although in the middle of the room is a pedestal, and upon that pedestal appears to be an old piece of parchment. There's another door, another mural depicting a woman who appears to be singing a song, and that man who was holding the cup before is not holding the cup, but he is playing an instrument. It seems to be a violin. And written above the door is some Elvish script. Does anybody read or know Elvish?
Let me see.
Oh.
I don't think so. But I'm going to point at the lady. He's like, she's got 2 eyes. I bet you wish you had 2 eyes.
Shut my... Ugh! I don't understand why Bell doesn't just kill you all right now.
Well, I think he has a singular vision of how things
Oh!
should happen.
That's so funny. Mr. Gombok, because she has one eye.
You get it.
I check in on just a brief glance at Moist Mitch in response to that one.
He's sort of twiddling his fingers together. Anyway, anybody read? Nobody here knows Elvish?
Oh, I stopped looking. I wasn't sure. Distracted.
I was kind of hoping somebody
I
would.
speak Common, Goblin, and Bear.
Okay. If not, don't worry, one of the NPCs does.
I didn't even write them down.
Garrison is actually reading the script. Garrison says out loud, "Play a tune to please the Emperor." Well, what does that mean? We just play a little tune? I've got my flute with me. I could just bust out a jam right now. Drew says, "Yeah, do it. Whatever. Open the door." Garrison will take out his little flute, and you'll start doing a little toot-a-loot like he did back when he joined your crew.
His recorder?
His recorder, yes, that's right. It is a recorder. He rolled pretty good. He rolled an 18 plus whatever his performance is, so he's actually putting out a pretty nice jam. However, after a moment of his jamming and the tunes echoing throughout the chamber, you see the eyes of the woman on the wall glow red.
Both eyes?
Yes. Both eyes.
I point out. I go like 1, 2. I look at Drusilla.
And she just like stares in disbelief at just all of you. And then, with very little ceremony or warning whatsoever, 2 beams of red light shoot out of the eyes of the woman and decapitate Garrison.
Oh, Drusilla, you should play a song
Whoa.
next.
Drusilla just lifts up her staff and says, What
I
was
said
that?
this when we let him on the ship. The recorder is the most offensive musical instrument in existence.
What was the thing again? What did he say out loud?
He said out loud, "Play a tune to please the Emperor."
To please the Emperor. And what is the depiction again?
It is a woman, appears to be singing. There are like little elvish musical notes coming out of her mouth, and with the Emperor playing a song on a violin, kind of opposite each other. And there is a pedestal in the middle of the room with like a piece of parchment on it that Garrison did not read. He just went right in, tooted on his.
Yeah, I go up to the piece of parchment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's a piece of music.
Oh.
Nah, that would help.
I still think Drusilla should try the recorder.
I don't have any musical talent, so.
Plus, she can't read because she only has one eye now.
Drusilla just kind of works her jaw. Krunga says, "Hey, listen, let's chill out and think."
Oh,
here.
shut up, you
Hey,
kidnapper.
we know a guy on the crew who's pretty good with a concertina. He points at Bumbo. Well, why doesn't he give it a shot?
Bumbo, you think you can play this?
Bumbo just smacks his lips.
Yep. All right, let me take a look at that.
I take a look at the page.
Yeah, so Bumbo, you're reading through this sheet music, and it's like, old and faded. Some of the notes are like missing. But you recognize parts of the tune. It was a tune that you learned a long time ago on an island, taught to you by a woman who you haven't seen her since.
Auntie Mers?
Yeah, Auntie Mers. It is, you think, this is the tune she taught to you.
Huh. And then Bumbo just goes, huh.
That's normal. I just let that's like. I stand there, watching the eyes to see if they turn red, and if they do, I'm just gonna tackle Bumbo down and get in between him and the laser.
Sure.
I actually I've played this tune before, but I played it on a Thelar.
And pull that one out. It's just this tiny, really super simple wind instrument. And I start toodalooting on that.
All right, make a performance check.
Ooh, performance check or die.
Performance. That's where I'm. That's a thing I do. 24.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. You toot the loot out of this flute. And after a few moments of playing, the rest of you hear violin music that seems to be coming out of the walls in accompaniment to the tune he's playing. And after a few moments of more of playing and hearing this accompaniment, it's like an old, like, kind of, I don't know what you had in mind for what the song was that you learned, but it sounds like, back when you were learning with Auntie Mers and she was, teaching you how to do it and you two would play together. And the Emperor's eyes start to glow green, and so too do the woman's. And after about a round of that, the doors slide open.
That was amazing, Mr. Gombok.
Thanks, Sonny. And he wipes a little tear out of his eye.
Wow.
I
We're so
pat
good at things.
Bumbo on the back. You all right?
I'm fine. Leave me alone.
Oh, all right.
That was beautiful. Oh, well, we still gotta keep going,
Shut up. You don't get to have feelings.
Oh, okay.
Is that Krungus?
Yeah. Drew says, yes, please, Krungus, shut up and let me handle this. We go forward, and everyone knows what happens if we don't.
You trip because you have bad depth perception?
What happens if you don't? I don't know. I haven't learned this.
What happens is you all die.
And what about you?
Let's not think about that right
Oh,
now.
I like thinking
No,
about
I've been
it.
thinking about it
Yep,
the whole
it's
time,
Oh my
actually.
word, yes.
Quite top of mind.
Most of my thoughts have been about how to kill you for betraying us.
Might have been thinking about mocking you.
And he can't lie, so,
No, I can't actually. I'm quite disappointed in you. I thought you were one of my favourites who was added to the crew, and I respected your love for plants and for nature. And then to hear you make the threat about executing Cam Jr., it's really just quite disappointing. I don't think I've actually ever been this disappointed before, and I've
Despicable.
been disappointed quite a lot. I'm really just I think you're probably the worst person I've ever met.
Life is full of disappointments.
But you're pretty disappointed only having one eye. I'm going to go through his pockets.
Garrison?
Yeah.
Looting Garrison.
Just looting Garrison. Are you doing this stealthily
No.
at all, or like Drew's just like, don't stop, just everybody stop. Do you
Don't stop
even
or do stop? You said both.
understand what Bell is capable of?
Sure.
Yeah, I think we have a fairly good idea.
Yeah, why do you think we came to stop them?
Controlling a hobio, talking in the air, being a general bad person.
You're not even mentioning the dragon part of that.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Bell is far stronger than any of us combined.
Well, especially you.
Mm-hmm.
Drew just grips her staff and continues down the tunnel.
follow.
I loot his body.
Yeah, you do. She doesn't stop you anymore. You get two really cool katanas
Oh, neat.
and a recorder. Well, actually, no, the recorder is sliced in half because it was over his neck.
Oh, I
when
stomp
he was
on it.
decapitated by lasers. Yeah. And you also find, I don't know, like 70 blippins.
Cool.
They just had in a little coin purse.
It's 45 days of work for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Some throwing stars, some smoke
Oh,
bombs.
neat.
He's got like all sorts of ninja stuff.
That's
It's actually
cool.
pretty cool.
It's too bad he was so bad at things.
Yeah. Yeah, he went in without thinking, and that was the end of that. Anyway, you guys continue down into the next chamber. And this chamber looks a lot like the last one you were in, but this time there appears to be a big pot in the middle of the room. Underneath, there's what looks like a pit for a fire that has long since died out. And then a table set up very ornately with finery and silverware and things like that. And the mural on the other side depicts this character with the long, the robes and everything with this cup, and he's toasting it to a bunch of people at a table. And in Elvish script above the door, there is something written. And you see Drew has gone far ahead of you guys. She seems to be angry and not wanting anything to do with you. And she's reading the script, and she says,
Having difficulty with one
"Prepare
eye?
a meal. Shut up. Shut up. Prepare a meal fit for an emperor."
What else is in the room?
So it's just this big cooking pot and this long ornate table and many placements and dishes, but they're all empty. So
I wonder whose skill set is going to come in handy here.
We all just slowly turn to look at Gordo.
Do we have to go back up and get Cam?
Drusilla's looking around the room and she says, there's nothing to cook. This place is empty.
It's just cook you.
Ooh, I have a better idea. Drusilla is going to start casting a spell.
I step back.
And she produces in her hand some berries. And she says, it's a meal, isn't it? It should work. And she walks up to one of the plates and just plops the berries down.
I step further back.
She bows before the door.
I'm going to hide behind Mr. Gombok.
I'm just going to watch with a smile.
Oh, I'm smiling too.
The berries on the plate disappear. And nothing happens for a moment. And Drusilla turns around and says, okay, well, I guess that didn't work. Does anyone else have any... And she starts vomiting a stream of good berries. And the torrent of good berries coming out of her is not stopping.
Yeah, that's...
And then something more gross happens. A torrent of good berries comes pouring out of her wounded eye.
Ooh.
Oh my.
And then her nose and her ears
Ooh.
and other orifices I won't mention, but she essentially turns into a fountain of berries that are mixed with blood, and she falls to the ground, essentially a withered husk.
I have to admit, I don't feel bad about
That was
anything I said earlier.
disgusting.
Yeah, that's...
Well, she, I don't know why she tried to offer up a raw vegan meal to when it clearly said to cook it. cook a meal, and she just placed something completely unprepared, like an amateur.
Belle, your people are so bad at this.
Well, you get no response from Belle. Krungus is just staring around, saying,
Well,
Hey, Krungus,
well, this is looking not very good.
Yeah, you'll probably die in the next room.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, come on, guys. Listen, what I think Drew was trying to say is that Belle, well, Belle's just got something on all of us, you know, so it's not easy to... And what Belle's promising us is that once it's all over, we'll be on the top, you know? It's a hard offer to pass up.
You know, most people are capable of lying, and I do think it's quite funny that you trusted the words they've said. Just
I
at
don't
face value
necessarily
like that.
mean I trust Belle. I just mean that Belle threatened to torch my entire village if I didn't help.
And you threatened to do the same to the last of a species. You're despicable.
Quite.
Listen, I'd like to get out of here as much as the rest of you, but I know what happens if I don't. So, well, does anyone have any ideas how to get through this room?
Well, it said to cook a meal, didn't it?
Yeah, there's no fire, no food, nothing to speak of.
what do we have in the bag?
A body.
Oh, God.
Gonna cook
Oh,
cook
wow.
Hold on.
I'm not going to cook the captain.
No, it's just
It's
to
just
answer
not
to the
going
question.
to happen.
No, please don't.
I don't want to.
Yeah, I don't think we have any food.
I have a legume bean.
Gordo, did you bring Ramsey with you down into these chambers?
Yes, but we're not cooking Ramsey.
Wensley the Wereshark is also here.
Also not cooking Wensley.
Well, geez, I mean, well, I'm a wereshark, but what else are we supposed to do?
Oh no, there's plenty of Kuatoa remains.
Oh,
up
there's a
above. We could
Kuatoa
just
right
make-
here.
There's two of them.
Oh yeah.
Krungus says,
Oh, yeah, they're probably pretty tasty.
I swing my rapier. I immediately just sneak attack one of them. 15.
yeah. You'd hit him with that. They don't have a lot of ACs. You snuck attacked him.
Snuckatuck.
You definitely had an ally within 5 feet too, so it counts no matter how you slice it.
11 plus, I think, 4. Yeah, so 15 points of damage.
You know what? He's dead. You kill the
Just stab
Kuatoa.
him right through the neck with my rapier. Oh, actually, plus 1. 16 points of damage because I have a plus 1 rapier now.
Krungus proceeds to also attempt to kill the other Kuatoa, which I think he just missed. So
Dang.
he swings at the other
Oh,
one.
gee.
You were
Jeez,
so
come
much
on.
better at
And-
fishing when you were trying to get into our good graces. Now you're just terrible at it, now that your real colors are revealed.
That second Kuatoa is, he panics, drops the torch, and
Can
scampers
someone
up to the
stop him?
stairs away.
Can someone stop him?
I feel like one is enough.
But I don't want them to alert the people above.
All right. Ramsey?
I mean, if I have enough time to catch up to it, I will also stab it.
Yeah. Go ahead and make attack rolls. Ramsey can make theirs, and you can make yours.
Nat 20.
Yeah. Ramsey pounces on the Kuatoa as he's running out the room and starts, doing what bears do to fish.
Well, that one is not going to be usable.
Krungus turns around and says, "Okay, listen. We just said a lot of stuff about Bell, and Bell didn't say anything in response, which makes me think Bell can't hear us down here."
That's what I was thinking.
Belle, you're a no good, dirty, stupid, scaly piece of garbage thing. I hate you.
Yeah, listen, guys, I know.
What's Moist Mitch doing right now?
Oh, Moist Mitch is just in the corner twiddling his fingers, going, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, we could have cooked him.
That
No,
seems a bit
no.
It seems like it might be rejected.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's a good point. That was my bad.
Krungus says, I know that I've done some stuff that would make nobody trust me, pretty much, but I'm willing to throw in with you guys if it means getting out of here, and maybe, if there's a chance, we can stop Bell from doing what they're gonna do.
Well,
I'm only on my own side, though. Get that straight. I'm looking out for my people.
all right. That's better than looking out for Belle. I mean,
I will say that we are more of your people than Bell ever will be. Bell's a dragon. We're all people.
Well, then, before we continue, I guess I should let you in on some information about Bell you might want to know.
While this is happening, Gordo is just like, he's
Chopping
got a chef's knife in his little utility belt. He just going to town filleting this Kuatoa and chopping it up.
sentient humanoid creatures, they're fine to eat. It's fine.
Here's how we're gonna do it. Because I don't know if you have a source of fire of your own, but to cook a meal, you kind of need one of those.
Bumbo picked up the torch that the Kuatoa had dropped.
Oh, that works. Yeah, you can cook it with that.
Yeah, so I add roll with proficiency bonus. Is that?
Yeah. To make a stew-a-toa.
Just making sure I was reading that number right, because the 1 and the 7 do look rather similar.
Ooh.
But yeah, that was a 1.
Oh. Great failure.
Well,
a natural 1, that is.
Gordo, you're a great chef, but here in the dark, by torchlight, with nothing but a torch to cook this Kuatoa, I don't know. It's not the conditions you're exactly used to. And unfortunately, you end up overcooking this Kuatoa, so
on a plate.
it's a
It's
charred.
inedible.
You don't have. Does the chef feat not give advantage on cooking or anything?
Does it? I have no idea how the
I've-
chef's feet work. If it does,
They
then you
walk
have
with
another
I
chance.
do not know.
We could argue that we could bend the rules so that it does.
How about this? If
I
it
could just give him
doesn't-
one of my cookies. I've got a couple in my pocket.
Yeah, if you guys want, you can notice that Gordo is cooking and having some trouble. So if there's anything any one of you want to do to provide the...
Can I help? Can I just be an extra hand? I mean, wouldn't Ramsey provide that also?
Ramsey's been over there eating
That's
the
true.
other.
Yeah, Ramsey's
the other
eating the
Kuatoa.
other body you
Then,
have.
Yeah, I'll use.
Oh.
I'm dexterous. I can cut with blades. I can help do things.
Yeah,
I have a
sure.
+8 to sleight of hand if that's relevant.
Were there wooden chairs and stuff at the table?
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a bunch of chairs, plates, goblets,
Yeah.
big dishes to fill stuff. There's one at the head of the table that looks more, regal than the rest.
So to assist Gordo in the process, Bumbo goes around and breaks a bunch of the chairs and puts them under the pot and casts prestidigitation to light it up, and then casts
Nice.
light also to provide you with some
Make
good.
it. Yes. Now you've got a roaring fire using the furniture of the table under the pot, so you have a proper place to cook now.
Oh, now I can see, and
you can
that's
see.
going to be much better. Thanks, Simon. I've never cut open a Kuatoa before. This is quite different
I
from
mean,
a regular fish, even a large one.
technically I have, but not for this.
I've punched one apart before, but never
Well,
filleted
there's
one.
like 100 more upstairs if we wanted to practice.
I mean,
Okay. Well, let's try this. There's a whole second half of this fish here. So
Mm-hmm.
here we go. It was so close to a nat 20. But instead that is a, that's, what was it, +3? Oh, so that's an 11.
+3 plus your stat. Wouldn't you also have a stat bonus to that? Like a dexterity, charisma, whatever.
Yeah, I would say you can add your wisdom or dexterity, your choice for
Then
cooking
it's
something.
then it's a 13.
All right. You make what for these conditions are very passable fish dish,
Not my best work, but
but it just seems you're not satisfied with it, Gordo. You know it's missing something.
Does it need a little
missing
good berry?
something.
Because we have lots of those.
Fume bean?
We
that's
do
quite a
have
great
lots
idea.
of good berries.
yeah, I think that's actually quite a nice idea. A sauce, perhaps. I'm going to take some of that good berry,
The good berry
bloody
blood
good berry,
sauce.
I guess, and we'll make
Yeah.
a little sauce.
You know.
Whip it up. A little good berry Drusilla reduction. A Drusilla
Yeah.
drizzle.
Yeah.
Prestidigitation can also
Sizzle.
flavor a cubic foot.
Yeah, you can do that. Sure.
Can assist. Since you don't have your spices with you, I can just tell me which spice blend you want in there. Flavor it.
There we are. All right, going to roll this one more time then. There we are. Okay, that's a dirty 20.
Great. Yeah.
That's
You've got
what it
now
needed.
a pretty good, fish fillet with this like a cranberry sauce, but it's made of bloody good berries. And now it is flavored with the power of magic.
Gordo puts it on the table and then turns it, just a couple degrees so that it's presented in the perfect way for this imaginary person seated in the chair.
Great. In the height, which chair? Like
The head of the table,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah. The food disappears. And a moment passes. And the emperor, the figure, holding the goblet, you see a little, at first it looks like maybe there's multiple hands he's got, like a thumbs up, a middle thumb, a thumb going down. You get a middle, it flashes between the middle and the upper thumb, and then the door starts to slide open. Yeah, good enough.
Emperors have very high
He
standards.
hasn't eaten in a while.
Yeah, it was better than what he was just served.
So the ingredients I was dealing with it's really like a challenge on some sort of cook-off show.
Your secret ingredient is Kuatoa.
And bloody good berry.
Bloody good.
That's bloody good berry.
That's
right.
Well, I passed my trial.
All right, the doors are open, and what do you do?
Hey, so what was all that information you said you had about Belle?
Oh, well, as we're walking, we can be talking. So, Belle is in pretty bad shape. That's why they're not here doing everything themselves right now. Belle's actually, still very strong, don't get me wrong, but let's just say they rely on a lot of magical crutches to stay standing. Those rings Belle wears are actually probably all of what's keeping them, formidable. Belle's curse, first of all, is pretty severe from what I understand, and I've only heard whispers and rumors from others that are closer, but that little spat with Kagarkagwa they had also took a lot out of him. So, and as Krungus is talking, you all make a perception check.
9.
12.
11.
Every perception check I've rolled today has been under 5, including this one.
Well, if you got over a 10, you would feel a quake go throughout the ground, like a rumbling. Let's see if Krungus notices. Krungus does not notice this.
Who felt that? Was it Bumbo?
I felt it.
Yep. I don't think anyone else did.
And I did too.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Yep. What's
That's all Bumbo does.
Weird.
I didn't feel anything.
Well, the real problem with Belle is Belle can emanate their power pretty far away. They don't have to be physically present necessarily to do harm, so... Very accomplished illusionist, very accomplished with fire magic, as you might expect from a dragon. And, lastly, Belle's got, well, the uncanny ability to dominate the minds of others. A lot of that energy, I think, is going toward the Hobio at the moment, but you better be careful. If you're thinking, of course, of going directly against Belle. And you have to find out where they are, first of all. That's the big challenge. And then there's the fire. And I'm not immune to fire. I don't wager any of you are either.
I'm resistant.
Well, that's something.
I'm a tiefling. I have resistance to fire damage.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Still, though, a lot of fire. So, anyway, we're here in the next room now.
This room looks a lot like the last, though this time there's no mural on the wall, there's just words. And in the middle of the room there is a little pedestal, and on top that pedestal is a brass scale. And it's just a single scale that when depressed, there's like a little gauge, and there's only 2 marks on the gauge.
Can anyone still read Elvish?
Elvish?
Not unless Krungus can.
Mitch?
Krungus is looking at the inscriptions as,
Oh. I can't read.
Mitch, can you read Elvish?
Ooh, Elvish, you say? It's quite a rudimentary form of it, but I think I can give it a shot.
Great.
It says, says the heart of one worthy to drink. That's all I can make out.
The heart of one worthy to drink.
And Mitch kind of looks at the scale and says, ooh, that's a morbid one. You really don't think that they mean to, like a literal heart, right? That seems a lot.
And one worthy to drink?
I don't
What?
know if anyone's worthy to drink. Bumbo, you don't happen to have comprehend languages as a spell, do you? No one? Bumbo?
No.
Sonny? No? Okay.
I don't actually know any spells.
I know one. It's thaumaturgy.
Mm-hmm.
I can speak with the dead.
I mean,
Oh, you could ask Drusilla.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if Drusilla would actually help us. Garrison is probably a better bet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're both,
Upstairs.
no longer, we could try, removing the... I can go fetch the body if you guys want to hang out down here.
Sure.
All right. Krungus leaves. Now you're just alone in here with your crew and Moist Mitch. Everybody make a perception check again.
18.
13.
18? Cool.
5. I don't know what it is.
With an 18, Sonny, there's another tremor. All of you feel the tremor this time.
No.
But Sonny, it feels to you kind of like before when the Hobio moved in front of the door. Something's going on up there.
Yo, the Hobio's doing things.
Oh, do you think that's
I think
what that
that's
was?
what that shaking is.
I don't know. Can we leave and come back? Check on what's up. Maybe get somebody else that speaks Elvish.
As you're pondering this, Krungus runs back down with the body of Garrison.
And he says, hey, I don't know what's going on up there, but I'm feeling commotion.
Yeah. Do we want to
I think it's the Hobio.
go back up for a minute? Are we allowed to? Do we have to do all this again if we do?
Well, seeing as there are a few fewer of us than when we came down here, and Bill caught wind of that, might get suspicious.
Well,
First let's try cutting out this guy's heart and throwing it on the scale, see what happens.
I mean, the last time we've done stuff with anyone who did things with incomplete information, 2 people died.
Moist Mitch says, not only that, but it says, one worthy to drink. Do you think this ninja boy is one worthy?
No
He's also
one's
dead.
worthy.
No, but perhaps we could, if you could speak with him, Bumbo, perhaps he could tell us what the Elvish writing on the wall says.
Yeah, but that takes a lot out of you, doesn't it?
I mean, it's a higher spell, but
It's a 3rd level, right?
I can do it.
So yeah, I guess I don't know if dead men can read.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
I don't know if he would be able to interact with being able to read the wall either.
I mean, I suppose that would be one of the questions I ask first.
Can you read that? Out loud, please.
Are you? So did you cast the spell?
No, I haven't cast it yet. I'm just.
Well, Moist Mitch, can you read what the words say, even if you can't understand their meaning? Because then you could speak the words out loud to our dead friend here.
Yes, I can pronounce them as best of my ability. I'm
Oh, so
confident
that
I
sounds-
can do a fairly good job of it.
This should work.
Moist Mitch, what's your deal?
Yes, why so? What has Belle got on you?
Well, I'm just a humble bilge rat who likes to go to deep, dark places.
Know your story. That one, anyway.
Why are you working for Belle?
Oh, who said I was working for Belle? Krungus says, "Wait, what? I assumed you were when you came onto the crew of the Purng Kiln." Oh, yes. Yes, people do assume things sometimes. Yeah.
What are you doing here?
Oh, sating my curiosity, perhaps.
Man, you freak me out.
Are we going to stand here all morning or evening or whatever time it is right now? I don't know. I'm not outside. Are we going to do this thing?
All right. And Bumbo claps his hands together and casts in Speak with the Dead there to burn in some incense.
Okay. You cast Speak with the Dead. I don't know exactly how this spell is worded.
So,
Speak with the Dead.
yeah,
Grant
there's a
the
semblance of
life
life
and
and
intelligence
intelligence.
to a corpse of your choice within range, allowing it to answer questions you pose. The corpse must still have a mouth and can't be undead. To be fair, Krungus did bring also the head of Garrison. He has both parts. So, what happens is, yeah, the corpse knew what it knew in life, including the languages it knew. Yeah, so you cast this spell on Garrison's body, and the head kind of blinks to life, and the body kind of like flails around confusedly. What? Where am I? Why do I feel so lightheaded?
Well, I'm sorry to say that you've passed. Anyway,
Oh, shoot. I guess they didn't like my song. I thought I was doing a great job.
You played the recorder.
What's wrong with the recorder?
Oh,
okay. Well,
Ugh.
let's get the questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
What questions? Where are we?
Nope. We'll ask you the questions and let you go back to sleep.
Okay. Are you sure you can't just bring me back to life or something?
Nope. Can't do that.
Oh, man. Okay. Well, what do you want to know?
What do these words mean?
And point to the wall.
Lift the head up. He says, well, this is different from what we had before. It says, present to the scale the weight of a heart worthy to drink from the cup of kings.
Huh. Okay, so it doesn't say we have to place a heart. We have to place
This is
some
the weight of a heart.
weight of a
Yeah,
heart.
the weight of a heart. Present to the scale the weight of a heart, one worthy to drink from the cup of kings.
Huh.
You guys can make an investigation check too, regarding, because all that's in this room is that text, that scale that you've noticed.
okay.
Investigation
Cool.
17.
I rolled a 2.
Also got a 17.
I rolled a 2 too.
17, 2.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
above
Two
with
crew.
above a 15, you note that the scale is not like attached to this pedestal. It's just placed there, like everything else has been. Like somebody just set it
Place
up.
upon the scale the weight of a heart worthy to drink from the
Cup of Kings. And there's no mural. And it's just a brass scale. with
I
a
have
very
an
simple-
idea.
Yeah.
We should get Belle and let Belle know that the person who needs to drink from the cup of kings is actually the one who has to open the door, and so Belle needs to sit upon the scales here. I think
the
that
weight of Belle's heart.
right. Yeah, I think that we can be. If someone else says it, we could be deceptive about it. I'd of course have to tell Belle that this was a trick.
Yeah, you just stay
but
silent.
someone
the
else
whole
could do
time.
it. Right, I will not say a word. I do
That's
have to tell the
a
truth
really
when I
good
speak, but
idea.
I am not compelled to always speak. So,
I mean, we could try it.
Yeah, well, I don't know how far we'd get with that one without Belle just forcing somebody to do it first.
well, perhaps we can be convincing. It is possible.
What does it even mean, though? The weight of a heart? What is the weight of someone's heart?
I don't know.
I don't know. I've never weighed a heart before.
It depends on their mood.
Well, maybe it's emotional.
You know, like, you have a heavy heart, things are bad.
Oh, does it want us to cry?
I don't know.
Hey, we got 4 more questions. You guys, you want anything?
Yeah, so what happens when I answer the last question? Do I go off into the great beyond?
I think so.
Oh, geez. Well, can I only answer then, 3 more questions?
Do you just want to be ahead forever? What, for the next 10 minutes?
Well, don't answer that.
10 minutes? Oh, that's not a lot of time. I guess I'll just...
Do you have anyone back home you want us to tell about?
Yeah, I mean, there's my wife and 3 kids. Garicella is my wife. She lives on an island out in the, hold on, what was the name of the whole...
Was your wife named Garicella before or after you got married?
No, before.
What are your kids' names?
These are a lot
My
of questions.
kids are...
I'm gonna cut in. Do you know any weaknesses of Belle's?
Oh, well, Belle is very, geez, what's the way to put this? I guess not nicely. I'm dead. I don't care anymore. Belle's really, prideful and also a little arrogant, like you might expect a dragon to be.
We knew those already.
So Belle really wouldn't expect people to show, compassion and stuff, and Belle really only cares about themselves.
Are you suggesting that we hug them to death?
I don't know necessarily that, but yeah, I guess Belle really always thinks the same way, and when things are looking good and in their grasp, they think they can't be stopped. And I guess that would be, the moment as a master assassin I would strike, when they're feeling the most secure about their position and think that nothing can possibly... you almost just give Belle what they want, and then while Belle is enamored with it, stab him in the back. Was that all the 5 questions?
Well, you never told us what your kids' names were.
That's true. I never did, huh?
Yeah, why didn't you do that?
Well, it's just because they don't approve that I'm an assassin, It's like a really... I took this job for the money, and they knew it wasn't really what I wanted to do, and what I wanted to do was be a recorder player. But I knew that doesn't rake in the big bucks unless you're well established in a court or something, so I gave up on that dream and just started killing. I really regret it, honestly.
I think that might be 5.
Oh! And then the face just goes slack.
Now we'll never know what his kids' names are.
Yeah. I'm going to assume it's Garrison 2, Garrisonella 2, and Garrisonella 3.
Well, maybe there's a Garrison and a Garradaughter.
His name was already Garrison. So I guess it could be Garrison Jr.
Garrus the
Or
Third.
Garrisonson?
Garrisonson.
Garrisons.
And Garrison daughter?
Anyway,
So does anyone have a solution to this
the
riddle?
weight of a heart.
Well, who's worthy to drink? How are we supposed to know that?
The captain.
Well, you're an adult. You should know what makes a person worthy to drink from a king's cup.
Who might
Captain.
Do you want to put his heart on there?
Oh, the captain.
You mean the dead body you have in your sack over
we could
there?
take his heart, put it on the thing. It's kind of gruesome. I'm not really
Whoa.
a fan of this idea, but I'm just spitballing.
He was real good at drinking.
Well, what does it mean, though? I don't understand the basis of the question. The weight of the heart.
Maybe it's like a trick. See, if I was setting up a series of traps and riddles so that no one would ever again reach my prized treasure, I would ensure that the people going through the trap would do something so desperate to get to the object that it would cripple them, or perhaps destroy them so that they could not reach the object at all. Perhaps what this is asking is for a sacrifice of some kind when one is not needed.
I mean, that makes sense to me. It's just the question is, what is the riddle? There's nothing to interact with other than the scale. There any, dragon scales?
Dragon
just-
scales?
Are there any other? I'm looking for just word plays, puns, things where.
All you see in this room is this brass scale that doesn't look particularly big. You could lift it up with 2 hands off this pedestal, and it's just sitting there in the middle of the room with this little arrow
Place
that.
upon the scale. The wording was place upon.
I think the word was present to the scale.
Oh,
The weight of a heart of one worthy to drink from the cup of kings.
I still think we should trick Belle.
present to the scale. Does the scale look like the mint familby at all?
You know, now that you mention it, the dish that is on the scale, it is kind of goblinish. It's like a bowl with a thing that goes down into the scale to depress it. Yeah.
Yeah. I walk up. I take the scale.
You pick the scale up. The door behind the scale begins to slide open. And out from the darkness of the door opening, you hear, "What? Oh!" And running out from the darkness is a man
Genghis
clad
Kringus?
in silver armor with a big old sword. And he stumbles into the room and he says, "Ah!" Oh, and he falls over onto the floor in a heap.
Are you alright, sir?
Ah, ouch. Oh, I who have not swung a sword in many centuries. I did not expect anyone to open the door from this side.
What?
Oh, he stands up.
What do you do?
You okay? You need
And
help?
what you're looking at,
Yeah.
he's, you can attempt to help him if you want.
Okay, I will hold his hand.
Yeah, you hold his hand as he supports himself on his sword, and he says, "Oh, thank you."
Sure, you got it, weirdo.
Oh, sorry. You all have, wow, I haven't spoken to another living being in over 400 years. This is,
I look at the. I guess it's probably gone now, but does he look like the person that was depicted on these?
Who you see standing before you is, and this is a rare sight, an old, like physically old elf
Oh.
with long silvery hair and a beard, but you see the pointy ears coming out of his hair.
Whoa.
And he says,
allow me to introduce myself. My name is Emperor Corbelius Maximus Publius Steve Coogan Familby, the last emperor of the Familby Empire.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
My name is Emperor Corbelius Maximus Publius Steve Coogan Familby.
I'm sorry, just one more time?
Emperor Corbelius Maximus Publius Steve Coogan Familby.
Now, is that all one name, or is that a bunch of different names?
It is many names, my child.
Okay.
Where did you get the name Steve?
Oh, Steve is a name of great ancient power.
Is it?
Yes, it means one who is Steve. And to be so confident in yourself that you can just be Steve is a mark of great power. So,
Impressive.
you've, after all these years, finally found someone worthy of the cup.
he turns to look at you, Ayamun, holding the scale.
Ah, it is you, then. You will be the one to drink from the cup and end this madness once and for all.
Wait, I just thought I had to present this. I thought this was the familiar. Wait.
My boy, there is but one final test. You see, I was the last living being to make a wish with the Familby. And my wish was, stupidly, I did that whole thing where I thought to myself, oh, I can't destroy the cup. I have to leave there be a possibility that someone might be able to use it for good. And so I said the next person who picks up the mint Familby must be one pure of heart and good intention, and will have the willpower it takes to destroy the artifact once and for all. And that man was not me, but I live down here, protecting the cup. But even I... He turns and looks at the doorway from whence he came, and says, do not know which is the real one anymore, for that knowledge was lost to me the moment I made that wish. Turns out I am not one worthy to drink from the cup. But you picking up that scale, it means something, I think.
Wait.
I think.
So this isn't the Mint Familby, though?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. I am not allowed to know the answer to that question anymore. Only one pure of heart can know the answer to that question. And this was the wording of a Mint Familby wish, which has in my experience, not always taken literally.
Well, I threw a dagger into someone's eye out of spite earlier, so I'm not sure I'm quite pure of heart.
Don't tell me that. Please do not wring the hope from my heart that there still is in
No,
in
I
this
feel like
wretched
it was
old
completely
body.
justified.
I mean, I guess that is
They
the
had
purest
betrayed us.
expression of my heart. It's what I wanted to do.
And you did it in order to save the world?
Well,
Yeah,
That's pretty pure. I don't think it gets much more
from
pure
a
than that.
dragon.
I'm...
Save the world? What? By what do you mean by that?
There's a dragon upstairs
Oh,
that wants this, or whatever, what
They
wants...
go by Bell, but maybe their real name is Kagarkagolwa, but
Bell.
really we're not sure. Well, I'm not.
it couldn't be. He turns around.
Oh, I mean, if they were cursed by this originally...
Belthorax.
What did you say?
Tell me, is it a great fearsome beast of many colors? A great serpent? Terrible? That could paralyze with the gaze of an eye?
Well, they were cursed, and so they can't assume their true form, so right now they just look like a drow. With a bunch of wings. I believe the point is to break that curse.
And then to rule the entire Punwalzi, nay, the world.
So, they're still alive. It wasn't just a legend told by my people. How curious that the wheel of time and fate would bring us all here. Perhaps there is a chance to end more than one terror upon the world today. But you must come quickly. I must present to you the final puzzle, and I know not how long it might take.
Hopefully less than like an hour and 15 minutes.
Yes, definitely less than that amount of time.
All right, I follow.
Everybody also make a perception check.
Sure.
Yar.
Yeah.
9.
That'd be a 5.
Oh my goodness, this is good this time.
I've gone up in the world. I rolled a 6.
Nice.
I rolled a 23.
The 23 gets you everything you need. Bumbo, you feel another actually, everybody feels a violent tremor this time. Like the whole... You see dust coming from the ceiling kind of tremor. Some rocks get knocked loose, and the Emperor Corbelius Maximus Publius Steve Coogan famously goes, oh! And Bumbo, you hear on top of all this the sound of like clanging of swords and screaming of Kuatoa and also people from up above
Huh.
echoing down, and it sounds like it's getting closer to your chamber.
Oh.
The Emperor turns and he says,
What is that? What is this commotion I've been feeling for the past few hours?
Well, I think the shaking of the ground is the Hobio moving, because the Hobio's on top of a castle up there, being controlled by that Bell character, and sounds like there's fighting going on.
Well, then we have even less time to waste. Come, quickly!
I follow.
and he shuffles off into the room beyond.
I hold his hand.
Should I...
Okay.
Should I bring this?
Yes, quick, come, bring what you must.
Okay. I carry the scale with me.
Okay,
Yep.
okay, be careful. Don't fall over. You're so old.
So you walk quickly into this next room, and this room is lit from the ceiling with a large, sparkling orb of some kind of magic. It looks like this might have been like a throne room or something. But in it are piles upon piles of goblets
Oh, yeesh.
of various different forms, strewn throughout the place. And he turns to you, Aya, and says,
You, I believe, are the one that will find the cup.
Alright.
So get looking.
Investigation, I guess. Or perception?
Yeah, roll investigation.
All right. 10.
Well, there's a lot of cups in
Yep.
here. Any one of them could be the Minfamilby, and beyond the fact that this man has told you that the next person that will be able to pick up the cup will be the one to drink from it or whatever, but you don't know what that means. You don't have any like sixth sense or anything that any one of these could be the Minfamilby. You just know what you know about it, what you've been told. So it could be any of them. But it has occurred to you at least that yes, the scale does look like it has a cup in it. Like you can make the argument that it is a cup.
Hey, Mr. Emperor,
Ah, yes.
what's Bell's deal?
Emperor Corbelius Maximus Publius Steve Coogan Familby.
That cool. What's Bell's deal? You sounded like you knew what was going on.
Ah, Bell, if I understand, may be the very same Lord of Dragons that terrorized our people many, many centuries ago. Beltharax. But one day they disappeared, and we had thought that was the end. But I suppose that they had not disappeared, but rather were put somewhere else for a while. Well, in any case, without Beltharax, the dragons had no central leadership. They became greedy and returned to their hordes and became much easier to kill without unity. But if Beltharax is alive, and I suppose under their banner, their leadership, they could return the reign of dragons, and their kind would darken the skies once more. Well, we can't have that. But I'm sure that won't happen. In fact, as the Emperor starts getting optimistic, a bunch of Kuatoa start pouring through the entryway behind you where you just came into this room.
Well, I know where I'm needed.
But they're not alone. They're being attacked by hordes of pirates.
Hmm.
And you hear shouting over the din,
Where are ye, Bell? I'll have your head once and for all in those treacherous crewmen of the Purng Kiln, if my name isn't Kagarkagwa!
And so,
Oh.
what do the Familby that was in the pictures on all of the like on the stonework on the way down here? What did it
Yeah.
look like the scale, or they all look the same? Does like every chalice in here look the same?
No, they all look... It's like Indiana Jones. They're all slightly different. Some look like just crude cups. Some look very fancy. Some look like skulls that have been molded into chalices.
Does the scale look like the one from the stonework?
You know, make another investigation check on the scale.
Alrighty. 17.
If only Cam were here, he had to detect magic.
Yeah, with a 17, you notice that the scale's rather dusty. It hasn't been touched in centuries. So you kind of rub off some of the dust on the side, and you notice there are like little etchings in the side of this chalice. Like little patterns, little words. So it's much more ornate than it appears to be under this thick film of age. But as you're inspecting this scale, more beings are flooding into this room. It's a tumult of just blades and blood, and you see actually Fabioris like kind of sashaying his way through the crowd and like slapping aside pirates. Oh, away, fiends! You are disrupting the presence of love in this place. And you see Carl Carpenter. He's wielding like a giant sledgehammer in his like robot wood mech suit and just going, die, die. And you see also Cam Drythorne holding Cam Jr. kind of like running his way through the crowd.
Oh, I
just screaming,
I try to get Cam's attention. Cam!
Go ahead and here's what I think we're going to do. This is going to be kind of the chaotic finale here. Let's roll initiative.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Nat 1.
Okay.
I do have a plus
Nice.
8 to my initiative, though.
That's good. So your total is 9.
Gordo and Ramsey are 15, and Wensley is 14.
Right, Wensley. So how I'm going to handle this, because there are so many NPCs at play here, is that you're each going to get your turns, and at the end of that, then major events of note will happen, but otherwise, I'm not going to bother controlling every single factor in this combat because it's going to be big. And you'll each just get a chance to do something to influence the flow of it as it goes on. Bumbo, what was your initiative?
5.
5. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So that means first we have Gordo and Ramsey. Next we have Sonny, then followed by Aya, who's even with that natural one, not last, and then Bumbo, and then we'll just kind of, things will happen, and then you'll have a chance to react to that. So I have already described what's happened here. People are flooding into this room, either in, terror or attempting to fight back this wave of pirates coming in from Kagarqua. And, Gordo, what do you do?
What I do best?
Cook?
I'll turn to Ramsey, turn to Wensley, just be like, all right, do some fist smashes in the air,
Yeah.
show it's clobbering time, and then just in unison charge in and fucking attack these fish.
Great.
You're fighting the fish or the pirates?
The fish.
You go in against some fish.
Nat
What do we-
20.
Nat 20. Because you have so many attacks and they take so long to get through, instead of all that, we're just going to describe how you've been just holding back, I think, a lot of maybe anger at this whole situation. And now's the time to let it loose. And you sure do. You are tearing fish apart left and right, and many others see you coming from behind them because they're fleeing away, and they are terrified and start dropping their weapons and running and hiding in the piles of cups. It's chaos. However, you do such a good job of clearing a path and making a big show of it, Cam sees you and manages to move in your direction. So he does notice that you guys are here, and he's on his way.
Awesome.
Okay, next is Sonny after Gordo.
Okay. Sonny's gonna go, oh, jeez. Move, Mr. Emperor. Get out of the way, dang it.
Oh, dear. No, my boy, I must fight! And he draws his big sword and begins to run toward the fray.
Oh, but you're so old and clumsy.
Is there anything else you'd like to do? Do you want to stop the Emperor? Or do you
No,
want to,
I'll just follow after him.
Still holding his hand?
Yeah.
The Emperor's trying his best to hold his sword with 2 hands because he has to, but you're holding his hand and he can't lift it, so he's just kind of dragging it along the ground and slowly stumbling forward in his armor. He says, "No, my boy, I must fight. You have to let go of me, please."
But you're gonna get yourself killed.
Nonsense, I haven't died yet, have I?
That is not a compelling argument. I'll let go of his hand, but I'm sticking with this old man.
All right, well, he's slowly shuffling his way toward the combat with his sword, but it's going to take him another turn to get into it, because he did not roll particularly well himself. Yeah, I'll say you guys can also do stuff with NPCs on your turn, too. If you want them to take a particular action, you can be like, hey, do this thing. Because you have Moist Mitch, you have Krungus, too, that are with you. Yeah, so is that it? Anything else you want to do?
Not really.
All right. Next is Aya.
So Aya is pretty convinced at this point. Actually, can I cast Thaumaturgy to just make all the dust just sort of fall off of the scale?
Yeah. Yeah,
so
you can.
I mean, it doesn't. It lets me like open doors and do other shit. But like, if you'll allow that,
You could just, with a really big puff of breath, blow off the dust.
make
I
it
guess.
tremor, and then it
Yeah.
falls.
Oh, you need a big puff of breath? You need a legume bean?
Yeah, and it's ornate, right?
Yeah, underneath it is. I mean, it doesn't look. How I would say it looks is that somebody took a lot of care when making it, and every description and etching in it is very deliberate. It doesn't look ornate; it looks practical, like some techno wizard made it.
That seems right. I'm going to quickly find. Can I look for any ones that look pretty similar to it?
Yeah, make an investigation check.
14.
Yeah, you find, like, there's a bunch of chalices in here. You find some that are relatively the same.
I put all of them in my bag, in the bag of holding, except for one of the fake ones that I'm holding.
Gotcha. Okay.
Well, I say the fake ones. The one I believe to be real is the scale.
Yeah, and that's in your bag of holding.
bag of holding.
Great.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's probably my turn. If I have anything
All right.
else, I'll try to get Cam's attention.
Yeah, he's making his way toward you right now because he's seen Gordo do his thing. Next, we have Bumbo.
Oh my. I'm seeing Gordo going to town, and I throw my hand axe at one of the closest, most threatening, like to Gordo, and try to attack whoever's in that fray.
Sure.
It's a 15 to hit.
Yeah, I mean, if you're just going for a Kuatoa, that'll hit easy.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah, you take out a fish man that was trying to jump onto Gordo and or Ramsey, but they're not now.
All right, sweet. And
And with that, was there something else you were
yes,
going
I'm
to do?
gonna bonus action singing that same song I did in the Hobio's gut about how Gordo is, tearing up, wrecking up shop, just to give him some bardic inspiration.
Nice. All right, you do. And with you clearing that last Kuatoa, Cam is able to make his way to the rest of you. And he says, Oh, man. It has been, I don't know how it's been going down here for you guys, but it's been wild up there. Kagarkagwa showed up with a huge army of pirates from Evequan Cove. At least I think that's where they're from.
It makes sense.
They killed the Hobio.
Whoa.
I couldn't believe my eyes. Well, I didn't really see it directly. I guess I was in the castle, but I just heard the loudest squelching noise I'd ever heard, and I could kind of see out the front of the door, but it looked like just gallons of vomit pouring down from the sky. I don't know how, but the Hobio seems to be gone, and they've actually got Bell's troops on the run.
Where's Bell?
I don't know. I haven't seen them the whole time.
All right. Well, I lean into I get close to Cam if I can and just say like, I think I have the Familby.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh man, because Carl and Fabioris were taking bets up there, and they didn't think it was even here.
It might not be.
But I guess it is.
It might not be, but it feels like it was. We found the old king of the Familby, the Emperor Familby. Anyway, shit's happening. What do we do?
Well, if you think you have it, then we should use it, right?
We need the fruit, though. Do you have one?
Yeah, you do. You do have one. Cam Jr.'s not old enough to make them yet, but I can't believe I'm suggesting this, but at the heart of every one of my kind,
Cam.
there's a fruit. It's what keeps us alive.
Cam, I'm not.
I know you're not, Captain, but if you have to, and the way things are going, we don't even know where Bell is, what Bell is capable of. So I'm just saying, Captain, if you have to do it, you got my permission. Just make sure that the Cam Jr. goes somewhere nice.
Aya has a very you see tears just welling up in his eyes, but he bites down. Let's find a way out of here.
Aye, aye, Captain. All right, and with that, some other stuff happens too, in addition to Cam's reunion with the party. You see more people pouring through the door. You see Kagarkwa kind of leading a charge against a group of Kuatoa. He actually looks like he's running after Carl Carpenter, trying to take him out. You see two little gnome girls, both armed with big old guns, like shotguns, blunderbusses, and they're just blasting Kuatoa, going, "Take that, you monsters!" I think I'm doing a better job than you of shooting these Kuatoa, so just saying. Oh, come on, Tawilba! They're still bickering. You see like a couple other notable pirates. There's like a big sumo wrestler looking dude who's got a big mop that he's just like slapping people with. There's that guy from the very first session who like floated on the wind. He's like a human with like a bunch of tattoos. He's not wearing a shirt, but he's like flying through the air doing kung fu jujitsu wind moves. And then lastly, there is a person with a squid head dressed in like a little blue sailor's outfit with like a little sailor's cap on, waving around a cutlass, yelling out, "I be deckhand Cupulus, and all ye bastards'll see the end of me sword."
Good.
I don't know if any of you are paying attention to what Moist Mitch and Krungus are doing, but
I did say I'm always trying to keep an eye on Moist Mitch.
Moist Mitch has once again eluded your vision. You don't see him anymore.
Slippery devil.
In fact, I will allow you to make a perception check, Aya.
13?
Okay. You do not see or notice any presence of Moist Mitch. He seems to have disappeared.
All right.
You do see Krungus, though, and Krungus says, "Well, this is what I'm good at, so I'm gonna get in there. I guess if I see Belle, I'll aim for the head."
Aye, or maybe the hand. Get those rings off.
Good thinking. That's true. And he runs into the fray. That's kind of what's been happening. More and more pirates and more Kuatoa are flooding into this room. We're back to the top with Gordo.
All right. I think I'm going to go... I'm going to make eyes at Wensley and then look over at where Kagarkagwa is and kind of get his approval, and then head over that way to try to support Kagarkagwa in defeating the rest of the Kuatoa that he's fighting.
Yeah.
To show him, like, as if to suggest we're on the same side.
Okay. Yeah, you and Wensley head over that direction. You see Carl Carpenter just bashing a bunch of pirates' body parts in. You could make an attack against him.
Yeah, let's do that. All right. Boom. That's going to be 17.
17 is not quite enough to hit Carl Carpenter through his armor.
Rampage!
All right. There it is.
That'll do it, probably. 25.
It sure does. You make a swipe at Carl Carpenter, miss initially, but then while he was kind of confused by your sudden presence, you managed to tackle him to the ground and knock him over in his big mech suit.
Yes.
So now you're on top of Carl Carpenter, tearing away at his outfit, and he goes, "Oh no."
Amazing.
Cool. Yeah, and Wensley runs up next to Kagarkagwa and says, "Captain Kagarkagwa, it's me, Wensley. I'm a wereshark. I'm sorry for pushing you off the boat, but if I didn't, they would have killed you or tried." Kagarkagwa says,
You know, Wensley, you've been a loyal member of me crew a long time. I know when it is you're trying to save me skin. But that doesn't mean that I'm not gonna pry the mint familby from anybody's cold, dead hands here. It's mine, you hear? And if you don't think that, well, then we're not on the same side, are we?
and Wensley just kind of looks around nervously and says, I'm a wereshark. Next is Sonny. You are with the old emperor, Corbelius Maximus Publius Steve Coogan Familby.
Yeah, what's he doing?
Steve.
He's still shuffling toward the fight. He's really not actually... He's actually going after, like, a group of pirates right now. He doesn't seem to have a lot of direction as to who is the people he should be fighting.
Okay, so, like, maybe if you're supposed to be guarding the Minfamilby, maybe you should stop fighting these people and just come with us, and it'll be fine.
Oh, my boy, you don't understand. Any one of these cups could be the mint for Milby. I wish I knew which one it was, but I can't. I can't know.
Okay, but you said you were pretty dang sure that Mr. Lucky was going to know. And Mr. Lucky's really smart, so he probably does. And we're probably going to leave, so you should probably come with us anyway.
Well, there's no way out of this chamber other than the way you... Well, no, I suppose that's not true.
Oh, you
We
better
could-
start talking about other ways out if you know other ways out, Mr. Emperor.
Well, this used to be the throne room of our great empire, so I suppose, yes, there are other ways out. They just haven't been maintained in over, 400 to 500 years, so it's hard to say whether or not these exits will be particularly accessible.
Well,
you
the
know.
rest of this dang place seems to be working fine.
Well, that's because I was here to make sure it did.
What Emperor has, like, construction skills and abilities? Just show us.
I have learned much in the hundreds of years I have been alive, my boy.
Okay, just show us. Don't make me roll persuasion on you.
There is another way out. I will take you to it, but we must be secretive about it.
Okay, all of us except one person is good at that.
Well, I'm not very good at it either. We should just
Then
go.
why did you say anything? Just show us, dang it.
Okay, dang it, I will.
And he starts shuffling off in the other direction. I take it that's your turn. Is there anything else you want to do?
I'm just going to wave at Mr. Lucky, Mr. Gombok, Mr. Gordo, and Mr. Drythorne and be like, that way, let's go. While trying not to scream out.
Well, in that case, Aya, you see Sonny gesturing at you violently with the old man.
I follows. I am gonna do that. Yeah, I sees Sonny and follows. Beckons Cam to come with.
Great. Yeah, Cam's just following you, Aya. So you're all heading toward the old man. Bumbo, what are you doing?
Is Gordo's still fighting with Carl Carpenter?
Gordo is deep in the fray right now.
Can I see Carl Carpenter and Fabioris?
Yeah. Fabioris is easy to see. He's very flashy and showy and
Fuck him up.
very obvious. Yeah, but Carl Carpenter's a little harder to see because you know where Gordo is, so you might have seen him tackle him over.
Okay, well, I'll position myself so I can see both of them. Kind of move. I'm not going to go with the rest. I'm not going to leave Gordo behind. So, I bite my lip, draw some blood, and I'm casting Bane. So I get 3 creatures.
Mm-hmm.
Fabioris and Carl are at the top. And any of the, if there are any bruisers left in the crowd.
I mean, there's a few pirates of note on Kagarkagwa's side.
No.
Just only Bell's
I get the
troops?
understanding that,
Yeah, there's like a big Kuatoa that looks to be kind of similar to the one that you guys took down before. So probably that one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, do they have to make like saves or something?
Yeah, they make charisma saving throws. It's a 16.
The Carl Carpenter failed his because he's not particularly charismatic. Fabioris succeeds, and the Kuatoa does not succeed. So those two are baned,
Okay.
I suppose.
They just have to subtract d4s from attacks.
Every
and
roll they
saving
make.
throws.
Yep. Well, that's going to make things a little easier on Gordo. So now it's the end of the turn order, so more things will happen. It does seem clear, at least, that the Kuatoa are outclassed, maybe not outnumbered, but definitely outclassed by the pirates coming in. And they're being pushed further back into the room, and you guys are shuffling back toward where the Emperor is leading you. So once those battle lines kind of get drawn, and the Kuatoa are pushed back, you'll see Kagarkagwa kind of start to head towards you guys. He's kind of forming a little split regiment and breaking his way through. You would notice this because he's kind of calling out,
There they are! The ones that tried to kill me. I'll bet they know a bit about where the Familby might be.
yeah, they're coming after you guys. Of course, Carl Carpenter is not on Kagarkagwa's side. He's being attacked by Gordo. But Gordo, you would hear this because Kagarkagwa was pretty close to you. So it's your turn. What do you do?
Dang it, I can't lie.
Why?
It's hard sometimes.
I don't understand why that was something you decided to do, but I love it.
Well, he was cursed.
Yeah.
Let's see. So you guys are running away, right? You guys are trying to get out of there?
Yeah.
I believe everybody is following the Emperor to the way he thinks is out.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm going to turn to Kagarkagwa and ask, where's Bill?
Bill?
Right.
I don't know.
They were up on the surface before you came down.
Well, if I see him, I'm gonna kill him. And I
Okay.
suggest you do the same.
But why didn't you see him on the way down?
I don't know. Bill could be anywhere. Bill likes their disguises.
So we should be careful. What if this is Bill? And I look down at Carl Carpenter.
No. Carl Carpenter shakes his head.
It's just someone who says who is Bill would say, if they were pretending not to be, that's the truth.
Deception without lying.
I don't know what you're going on about, but I'll tell ye. I don't particularly appreciate the way that you treated me, the dread pirate Kagarkagwa, earlier by shoving me off a ship.
Well, I didn't do that. It was Wensley, and he only did it in order to save your life, because I'd informed him that our crew was planning to kill you.
He had no intention of following me, just yourselves. And the way I see it, you, down here, those back there who be running away, know something that I want to know.
What is that?
where's the mint familby?
More important question might be, where is Belle, as I suggested earlier?
Doesn't matter.
Has all of this sufficed to distract and allow for more time for everyone else to
Yes.
get away?
Yes, it has.
Yes! Distraction plan worked.
You didn't even have to roll. Kagarkagwa
Nice.
would just talk.
Yeah, I just keep trying to like, as the conversation continues, just keep bringing up Belle and suggesting, like, well, maybe it's that guy.
I should be clear. You have stopped Kagarkagwa from going after anybody, but some of his subordinates are still running in the direction of the party.
Okay, that's fine. As long as I've distracted Kagarkagwa.
Next is Sonny Goblin.
I mean, I'm just
You
helping the old man.
reach the back of this room, and the old man kind of shuffles around a pile of goblets, and he says,
I believe it is behind this one.
Okay.
I will begin attempting to open the way.
and he just starts jimmying at like a pile of rocks with his sword.
Do you want help? How can I help you?
Oh, yes, indeed. I would be glad to accept some aid in this task.
Great. Well, tell me what to do, dang it!
How are you going to help him?
What do you need, dang it?
Oh, I need these rocks moved. They're blocking a tunnel. At least I'm pretty sure they are.
Okay. I'll help try to move the rocks.
Roll something to do that.
Roll rock push.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna try and thunder wave this wall.
Yes, you can try that.
Great. Sonny is just gonna slap his hands against the wall and just yell out, "Kaboom!"
Yep. All right, roll damage, I guess.
Okay.
Nothing's going to make a save. You're just doing it on an object.
No. What is the damage on this spell? I have no friggin' idea. 2d8.
Like 2d8 thunder or something? 3d8?
Hacha! It's 12.
12 damage is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you blow away some of these rocks. And you do see that there is a small opening behind them. You haven't cleared enough out of the way to make it all the way open. But yeah, it's there.
Cool. I'm gonna use 2
Cool.
sorcery points to do it again as a bonus action.
Great.
Nice.
I won't have you roll damage to do it again.
Okay, but I am gonna
You
yell at
blow
Kaboom
this-
2!
You blow the wall wide open. And yeah, you see a pretty long, dark tunnel. And the Emperor says,
This is it. It's a way out. Maybe not the way out, but a way out.
so the way is open, you're all with the Emperor. Next is Bumbo. No, not Bumbo.
I
Ayamun.
runs through for the opening.
Yeah, you guys sprint into the opening and emerge into a rather big banquet hall. It's mostly kind of collapsed in. There's a lot of dust and dirt everywhere, but it's also very dark. So unless any of you without dark vision have torches, you can't exactly see the state of things in here. So yeah, next is Bumbo.
Okay. Well, I'm still back with the whole
The fight,
commotion.
the main
What's it look
commotion.
like?
Well, a lot more pirates are breaking through and running into the room. Many are jumping into the piles of goblets trying to find what they think is the Mintfamilby, so lots of them are distracted. But it seems the Kuatoa, for the most part, have lost their ranks and are kind of running about scared and scattered.
I see. Just yelling at the pirates. You might want to try detecting magic if you can. I bet it's magic cup. And I'm just keeping the concentration on Bane up. There's nothing really much I'm doing aside from staying there for supporting Gordo.
All right, back then to the top of the order when NPCs do their things. Yeah, a lot of pirates sifting through rubble. Kagarkagwa is distracted by you, Gordo, so he's not continuing along with the rest of his pirates. But many are running after the group into the room that was just blown open. It was also a loud noise, and a lot of rubble flew everywhere, so it was pretty noticeable. The rest of you in this banquet hall are kind of in the dark. Anybody with dark vision can see that it's a dead end. There's far more rubble in here than is possible to remove with spells, this place is caved in, and the Emperor is kind of looking around. Ooh, not well maintained, I'm afraid. But cheer up, I'm sure there's another way. And as he says that, the room that you are in, Aya, Sonny, and Cam is there also, and the Emperor erupts into flames. Explosively. Everybody in there make a dex save.
Oh, jeez.
Shit. 18.
18's good enough to take half
I don't
damage.
have evasion yet, I think.
13.
Well, everybody who did not get above a 17
Whoa.
will be taking 31 fire damage.
I'm going to...
And half on a success.
So I half that for the success, I half it for my resistance, and then I'm uncanny dodging it as
Indeed.
well, so I half it again.
Okay.
Whoa.
So you avoid most of the damage from this fire. The Emperor does not.
So, I
So
take,
he's
like,
on fire.
4 points, I think. I think I take 4 points of fire damage.
Probably.
There goes my cookie and 1 point of health.
Yep.
Nice.
You saw some other pirates running into this room as well, and they got kind of blown. Ooh. Well, they get blown out of the way from this fireball that seemed to have actually originated from outside this room and shot down the tunnel. Then there's Cam, and he has in his arms Cam Jr.
Oh, no.
And in an instinctive move, he basically jumps on a grenade and covers Cam Jr. with his body without making a save and takes the full brunt of the damage. And Cam is vulnerable to fire.
No.
And in just a flash, Cam is huddled on the ground, most of his skin charred, and you do not know if he's alive or dead.
Oh my god.
And then into the room behind all these pirates that were blasted out of it walks a drow in a floppy hat and a fine coat, whatever,
Cloaked.
and many glittery rings on their fingers. And Belle just says, I think the game is over now. And looks over at you, Aya, and says, I would like the cup, please. And turns to look at Cam's burned body. Well, there might be something worth salvaging out of that.
Aya freezes, looks down at Cam. Shit.
You see, Aya, Cam turns his head and he just nods and says, Do it, Captain.
Damn it! I can't just... You... Son of...
Belle is just slowly walking towards you, menacingly, lifting up both their hands. They catch on fire, and Belle says, We can do this the easy way or the hard way, Captain. What will it be?
Fine. Take it. And I toss her a fake.
Great. Belle will swiftly catch it.
Should I roll deception?
Sure, yeah.
All right. 19.
Pretty good deception. Belle says, Now that wasn't so hard, was it?
You...
In any case, I will require the blood of that Cholin there, and we can be on our way. And Belle will sort of saunter up to Cam, who's just kind of on the ground in a, he can't move very well. It's a miracle he's even alive at all. And unceremoniously, Belle just slices off one of Cam's arms, lifts it up, and some drops of kind of like an orangish liquid come out into the cup. Belle turns and says to you, Aya, cheers, and takes a sip.
Right when Belle takes a sip, I grab the arm, and I grab the real Familby, fill it as best as I can.
Yep.
Take a sip.
Yeah.
I don't know if you'll allow all this, but this is my intention.
Well, Aya, there's just one little problem with that. You reach into your bag to find the real Familby,
Mitch.
and it's not there.
Mitch.
And then you hear from the shadows a voice. So, it has come to this then.
that I, the great Dr. Dracula, makes his dramatic appearance. And then in a flash of smoke in the corner, you see Dr. Dracula with his robes spread wide, and standing next to him, Moist Mitch holding the scale that you put away in your bag.
Can I?
You all rejected me when I could have been your most valuable asset. And this is the thanks I get.
Can I activate my rapier to instantly fly directly to him?
Yeah, you absolutely may.
I still have the Familby or I still have the arm, all right? Like at least some of it.
You do. You have Cam's arm.
Okay, I fly directly at him. I'm going to try to literally wrestle with them, put it in it, and drink it as fast as I can.
Great. Here's who's in this room right now? Just Sonny
Mm-hmm.
The Emperor.
and all these other characters.
Player characters is just me and Sonny, and I guess Cam's dead.
Bumbo and Gordo, you definitely heard and saw a huge fire blast happen on the other side of the room moments ago. So if you want to do anything about that, that is also totally up to you.
Yeah.
I think that would be my cue to head in there and see what's happening.
Yeah, we both hustle over.
Great. Aya, you are flying up to Dr. Dracula and trying as fast as you can to get the Familby to are you trying to wrestle it also from Moist Mitch?
If Moist Mitch has the Familby, I'm flying at him.
Okay, yeah. So you're flying at Moist Mitch. Yeah, make some kind of roll to try and...
I'm trying to remember
I don't know if you want to do sleight of hand or...
Use an action to expend one of its charges to fly up to 60 feet in a straight line towards a point or target you can see. If the target is a creature, you can also make a special attack against it with the blade. On a hit, the target takes an extra 4d6 poison damage and can't use its reaction until the start of its next turn.
All right, yeah, you can make an attack
I have
against...
advantage if I fly at least 30 feet, which means I would also get sneak attack.
Oh, yeah. You're for sure doing that.
So I'm rolling with advantage. Oh my god! No, literally, bro.
Can't see, but
I couldn't see it. Is it
I rolled
220s?
1d20, and the first one's a 20 and a 13.
Oh, well, there you go.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Dr. Dracula doesn't even finish his monologue before you spring across the room and just spear Moist Mitch through the chest. Where he just goes, ooh, that doesn't feel so good. And then I don't know how much damage you're gonna do, but it's gonna be a lot. On a crit. Yeah,
it's a crit sneak attack with 4d6, so it's...
Moist Mitch is mega super ultra dead.
46 extra.
And Dr. Dracula...
And yeah, then that would be doubled. So it's 3d6 doubled, so 66 plus 8d6 plus 2d8.
Yep. Are you gonna
I just
roll
did.
all of it?
Okay, so that's 12, 18, 20, 24, 28, 32, 38, 39, 44, 47, 51 points of damage.
Ah, dang it, he has 53 points of damage.
Listen, Moist Mitch is no more. You have destroyed him. He's not coming back. He's not gonna be in Exquisite Adventure Season 3 unless it's a big one. Then
I crit twice on sneak attacks today.
His lifeless body falls to the ground, and you catch the Minfamilby in your hands. Dr. Dracula just looks over and goes, "What? Oh, what? Okay, man, easy." Belle, also without thinking, lifts their hand and begins to cast Fireball. Aya, you have one action left.
I
What do
drink
you do?
from I fill the Familby and drink from it, and I utter the words, "I wish that all dragons be forever banished from this plane."
All right. Belle's gone. Dr. Dracula is looking bewildered and confused.
Oh.
There are still just a whole mess of pirates still trying to flood into the room. I suppose Gordo and Bumbo included.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just standing there, Aya.
And Ramsey and Wensley.
Yep, and Ramsey and Wensley. Kagarkagwa also has burst into the room, and everyone is looking at you amid the residual flames and the flickering light that you're just holding this cup, and
It goes back in the bag.
Belle just disappeared.
I slam it back in the bag. I yell to all of my crew, "Let's get the fuck out of here!"
Yeah. Everyone is just kind of stunned.
Question.
Yes.
Did I see all of that happen, or did that happen prior to entering
We'll
the
say
room?
for dramatic effect that yes, as you all ran into the room, that happened.
Ayamun, wish us the fuck out of here!
Oh wait, do I have more blood?
No.
That's right.
Fuck!
You had enough blood in that arm
Is
for
there
one
more
wish.
blood over by the other body? By the body?
Yeah, there is, though it's mostly been kind of burned at this point. There is, though, Cam's heart, which he did suggest. was
I
the-
move over to Cam and see if he's still alive.
Cam,
Specifically also picking up Cam Jr.
make a medicine check. Yeah.
Medicine. I rolled a natural 17. I have +2 to wisdom, I think. Wisdom. So yeah, 19.
Cam is barely alive. I mean, we're talking like a death save away, or a bad death save away from being dead.
If Bumbo is in the room and
Oh,
sees.
also, Aya, you see something fall out of Cam's bag. It's this little innocuous potion.
Oh!
It's got like this kind of like orange, flamey almost look to it, this liquid in there. You got it from the Hobio treasure hoard, I think. You gave it to Cam and you never,
Wait, what was the potion?
Oh, it was just that really broken Phoenix potion that revives somebody unconscious to 1 HP and gives them 100
Oh, yeah.
HP.
I totally forgot about that potion. Thanks for reminding me. I give him that potion. As soon as
Yeah.
possible.
You run over to Camel. Everyone is kind of looking on in stunned silence, and slam the potion down his throat. And then, almost like he looks like he for a moment catches on fire, but then like this kind of pulse of like life goes through him, and he stands back up. Oh, did we win?
Dragon's gone. Still people here. We gotta get out of here. Cam Jr.'s right there. Pick him up.
Oh, okay. He picks up Cam Jr., and as all this happens, you hear, "Now wait just a darn minute." Pushing his way through the crowd comes Kagarkagwa. "Do ye really think that after all this, even though it's clear you found the cup, that we're gonna just let you walk out of here without a fight? Without any kind of deliberations as to who should really have it?"
Yes. I just look at him.
"Well, I disagree," and he draws his sword and points it at you.
Looking for help, guys. Any ideas?
Yeah, does anyone have a sword? Just cut off my other arm and
Wait,
do
is
what you
his
did
fir-
again.
wait, did his arm grow back in the Okay.
No, it does not
you-
regrow limbs.
Are you okay with that?
Look, at this point, I'm okay with just being alive. I wasn't expecting that.
Can you regrow arms?
After a long time.
How about a hand? Will that be enough? Whatever. I'm sorry. And I proceed to wish that we are all back at Chad Month there too. All of the crew. Can I specify Sonny Goblin, Gordo, Ramsey, Wensley, Bumbo, me, Cam Jr., and you know what? Fuck it. Krungus.
Yeah. He came through.
I would say Moist Mitch, but I'm sorry, Moist Mitch. I obliterated you.
Well, it's okay. He'll live on in all our hearts. He did kind of backstab you all at the end there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're all at Chad Month there too.
Whew.
I'm so sorry, Cam. Bumbo, can you heal him?
Yep. I'm laying in cure wounds.
I'm so sorry. I apologize. But
No, No, don't worry about it. It's fine. I honestly thought you'd have to, like, use my heart or something, but I guess the blood
I
worked.
guess so.
Or maybe it produced just a lesser effect than you intended somehow. Maybe Belle's not gone. I guess we
Well,
won't know
We
until...
have you. We have the Familby. We have the Familby, right?
Yeah, you have your bag.
Well, I
with
mean, I'm
everything
holding
in
the Familby because I had to drink from it.
it. Mm-hmm.
It goes back in the bag
You did have to
immediately.
do that.
We're alive. See,
Yeah.
maybe.
I heard.
Cam got 17 points back.
Oh, that's fine. Thank you. Well, I guess we should open that restaurant, huh? We still didn't bury the captain.
That can be the epilogue if we want to.